We say you be better we are bringing from Kastle 90.3 FM and Friday, thank God it's Friday. We are bringing you the biggest conversation in our bro, the most authoritative political and current affair program. We are bringing and some who be brave and or kodo e Ghana and the day yerbe singwa nezibi abro. Yaboshe in semi be kodo within Oye Cape Coast. Any da in susu san so toy bill. Na as when you dichem e won bembia ahrowa e wu the yes krono ma flood ankasa. Na yenya nti the Bank of Ghana oyaza njumayefo 100 workers of Bank of Ghana was served on letter terminating their appointment. In Ponosu that they were on probation, and the Bank of Ghana will reinstate all of them. I know, and the civil society organizations, Bank of Ghana paying for Nabado for the bold decision to reinstate them. Now, and they were chimney when you the trim our birth and death registry. Paper was shot. Back at the 8. Oh man, Ben Granny. Birth and death registry. The information that we are picking is that paper are shot. Bank of Ghana sort of warned all your Ghanaians against some banking institutions. One license, one. Now, and they draper His Excellency Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo government or the Beno which over 4,000 recruited for drip nationwide undergoing training. Mpox nusu ogudara nitiri peja now and they yenya a recorded case of COVID-19 damaso na mpox impono yenya recorded cases be ansana but then they ochede ebinum sansuri nya bi the cases orokoso Oniti ensembebre na orokodo ewo omani muza omani rukoidi ayehu ama inchirimba papa na yanyi impeinfo bi bezi inkomo ebi ye oye registered nurses and midwife association recently were called oye strike kasa bahon and baba bahon bc oye political induced strike what in painful one it's nasi parliament ma woye a roadmap any da nanka over there was an koshia in painful bill the finance ministry and then the health ministry na unkomono what shodo ewo wabra Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association in painful the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. Nkra was more in there. The minister went to kwan inti onyaza obotumna weshia. And the yaboshe na yenyoni ezin komo eneda was the Nkra tazba abontin. So we'll go through their letter and I want to communicate was be to abontin eneda na yahwe ezin nkomo. And I'm getting disappointed in this government. I am getting disappointed. Recently, Public Holidays Act were present under certificate of agency. Holiday keke under certificate of agency. What they call Parliament under certificate of agency. What they call Parliament. Ima wa pass. That's a holiday. Osi Monday, Tuesday within the weekdays what about kwasha Friday? Osi weekend oboko Monday. And the certificate of agency. Holiday will not bring anything to Ghana. Holiday. I'm not saying we shouldn't celebrate holidays. Holiday will not bring any good thing to Ghana. And they were present under certificate of agency. One Ghana cedi levy on oil petroleum product petrol were presented under certificate of agency. But nurses will provide essential service to the nation. When the issue about obey politics or many in a mamino order one on the president no and no MPP in the year. Fair enough, MPP in the year. So young father day, she was doing politics with it. What I see? If they say Albany is serious with their issue, and they walk on strike within some few days, young shares are OC our hospital. Young shares are OC, people were calling them back. But you can present Holidays Act and the certificate of agency, but nurses will provide essential service to the nation. When you issue you cannot address it. The only information that you are giving them is that minister where to community you cannot meet. But then they so what could strike biwa MPP serial callers, NDC serial callers, what about politics? NDC football baba kade maame na oda wana no oye MPP nyinu kun enti na wa shada ore dem no or pedo make the government unpopular. But I am telling you, if your government is serious, if your finance minister and then the health minister, if they are serious in academy issue. The very first time I walk demonstration, another one back what do one in Yamagu form. Health Minister Beka Chende, retired nurses, they are urging them to go to the hospitals and then work. The Health Minister and some of Beka Chende were many million. I am not saying whether the demand of the nurses are legitimate. Another on your legitimate because in communities no hade. Mawana NDC fia was mamano because oye MPP in the year inti in a washa dori them. Mamano call conference in power say waka don no ma command them among kofuno won koye adwuma. Waba we kwhye mpanyfo ema anobaba akọ ma waja tumi dey. Demida won suspend the strike no one koye adwuma. That 2 weeks time they will be called back for another meeting. Now I should the way forward. Honestly, you can't meet them at the certificate of agency, but holiday is the interior minister, the government, work of parliament through certificate of agency. Only that no hear one. Empire Yoruba and the nurses will not. One call back on strike. Neza Yehuni reports Areba Arewosema Osino. We don't face it again. But if the government is serious, the government should meet them. onye shumpa in cause de ochar because oye health sector na ye kasa for one health sector a day so what kada won kokra we know what happens there only the onya ba na hia sam by holiday you will present to parliament and a certificate of agency and the certificate of agency holiday keke say holiday ni changes bi ambema and I changes bi problem na one presenting and the certificate of agency no go through a process simple no ya whether or pass one pass on how many will be bia. You need to understand where I'm coming from. On how many will be bia. But the government was in the hurry to present it under certificate of agency. And they were pass. Maka 1st July or holiday no. Government and our president zakoshe edafo for Friday because us weekday us within the week into odakoshe weekend Friday but nurses say minister botukwan na was schedule date menkada minister mamontukwan menkada finance minister mamontukwan but the enkobotumpo na wa from na wa catch oh yes said day into yerutukwan another bibinti entum ne yension wan kahwea kosi the nurses they went back again to the committee and the community were telling them that they couldn't meet. They cannot meet because the minister is not there. Oh. By what cause strike CCR? What about politics them I mean look near MPP in or call strike. But ma sabi who here day we present and the certificate of agency. The energy sector, the government saw the need. There is problem at the energy sector. In turn for one Ghana city in Fambra were presented under certificate of agency. Because the energy sector and the collapse, the whole system, the whole economy will collapse. But we cannot have a resilient economy without healthy community. We cannot have a progressive economy without healthy community. And to say, appointing health ministry, health sector, if the minister is not serious with the issue, we need to tell him. We need to tell him. Nyam fan there nurse for any demand na and what demand no or yan kwasesam nyan senim. Yam fan them amena no di won enyim no or ye MPP yinu kunti she want to make the government unpopular. But what of other institutions and they was send a signal that wants to strike? Look at the hypocrisy of Ghanaians, hypocrisy of some people. Yeah, other institutions are and they are trying to embark on industrial strike. Teachers what demonstration they wanted to MPP for. And some of the while we should face it. And I am not here to back anybody, but I am here to tell you the truth that we cannot play with our health sector. If there are bills bia abanbotum or other parliament and the certificate of agency, beat the Public Holidays Act here, sebi, we don't need it. We don't need it. And the certificate of agency now I pass. But health phone issue need it. Nurses phone issue need it. One country and on. So then nurse phone what could do once and what catch on a day. Minister where to can into meeting on to Mbado. Intend they work or strike CCLA. You will come and tell us that Mameno or your MPP in a year. And she's playing politics with it. But tell your leaders that what they are doing is wickedness. They don't think about Ghana for warrior. So what you want? And they don't see the importance of the health sector. In Kadamana money won't you? In Kadamana money won't you? I have Kastle 90.3 FM. Me man hodo ene we abriye zinkomo. I am telling you as it is. I am telling you my mind. You can tag me, you can do whatsoever. But this is the fact. If the public holidays, Obotuma present to Parliament and the certificate of agency, what is the issue with the nurses? Government cannot meet them. They were not captured in the 2025 budget. Minister was telling the retired nurses to go back to the hospitals and work. Na Yarika, Mamani MPP ni yerenti. She is sabotaging the government. But if your MPP ni yer, now she's sabotaging the system, sabotaging the government. What should the government also do? What should the government also do? So we there. We are not laying down another strike. No, yeah, suspender. In Kendi, what would have happened? It is a way to now I suspend the strike action. Now at the roadmap at all. A corner over for the way share in command who or kodo. Now said a brave drew. What suspended strike 2 weeks ago, Anamibwa. 2 weeks ago. And it is a minister to corner. Eben hasn't also ye. Se minister to kwana into me on can't the leadership of these nurses that ebia omani osade ye koye adwuma bi wo be nsia de bu omani enti yes meeting the me in town de yes one. You don't tell them anything. It means you don't respect them and carry and one. But what cry ya minister to kwan Inti meeting no ntumbado because they play vital role in the meeting. Yes, of course. Into ntumbado. Nurses for your son, Mama won't call strike. Aye. Mama won't call strike. Mama won't call strike. Yes, one. When you're trying, send you whatever warutran, and we'll feel that the government is acting in bad faith. But I want the warutran. Za Ozibaba. Yanyi one painful basing komo. Yanyi one painful basing komo. But then the information are all about from Oye Tema Oye Refinery. Show me there. In October, we should expect comeback of Tor. Tema Oye Refinery. And we shall quote the Hawk newspaper nibi. The Hawk newspaper. Na once you can see PRC announces 2.45% electricity tariff. Parliament clears Mohammed's Supreme Court nominees and amid minority protest. Kaji the Hawk newspaper in Sembebreum is a OC ewo Cape Coast in Adinyano wa report ewo I NPP one ho insensemi nyina. Tewu Ghana gives Jane Tech 7 days or faces fire. Enti Sam George no nso no ho nsɛm wom ne nyinaa by Charles McCarthy. Enti kwaji the Hawk newspaper ni bi na ewiabere waso kinkan. Now there was a video bi no circulate on social media. 7-year-old boy ana wachechere ne nsa wasa afana akafa 200 Ghana cedis. Na wachechere afana nsa ewo silino na nka fom na papa yi otwa na abayi ogon wa pafra no nyina na owie papa akokra pain mo otidam o say nya moko gre se wo ye shito wa afra no ho wonya moko na ode srafra no. But then Sinka the Western Regional Police Command that oye nkrofo a na won hu omi assaulted this 12-year-old boy allegedly we 200 Ghana cedis. Watch the nkrofo ebie no yemfa na simfama the Western Regional Police Command for this swift action. Na yambo Central Regional Police Command so na abado. But in some no record was upon no Central Regional Police Command yehu there and the address what in sembi about to police press call yane platform or the nsɛm bi about to on issue a osi was short pond the community police in po component na sempo yi hikeke community police Ghana community police coach obi a wo chede wo brutalize nyimpa no basa na wo kodu police station na allegation na ifewura no zebe no ono wo kra na onye no kwa no we gya nkrofo na wonko but what's wo yen hwehwem nti yezibesi wo ha but da men sam no de yamonda ya besa no ya abadu bio nti inspector Isaac ya dasi for the update but the nhwehwem no ya guda ya nyijechi da men sam de yenje mu kra because oya civilian na wodo one sekaka police nyanka sisi a watching anamebua nka watching one nti police yin so wan fambra kwando na why dem a they need to be investigated na if you run on so am your that some no see wo mukrom if you ra kwatwa asem to be no police for bro one them if you run on so onye ndi pa for messages in Brazil 0244743143 0244743143 na yenzi inkomo ewiabri get you press ewiabri aw biara rekọ abonten akoye adwuma ehya anope yesra nyame de most ne mbambon yakase ewo wodo nyame emom endanso ebedi oma ho mbasa anka de amen. But Ridge Royal Hotel Semen Country the Republic Day pool party activities in your swimming, ping pong, FIFA to the producer ping pong your yabadi. I you call Bodambo Yanko a lion. They be able to my chair. The National FIFA 25 game and after snooker etc. On until 4 July 2024 or 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. rating a 50 Ghana CDs on until a pool party Ridge Royal Hotel. Busheni na wanga da na wonko ai na wonka ji wonenyi e wo. But Anointed Engineering Services Limited Semen Country den oye experts and are specialized in sales, repairs, rentals and installation of generators. On until a quality generator, ultra silence generators backed by 5-year manufacturer warranty from 5 kVA to 3000 kVA. For you fetch him Anointed Engineering Services Limited. Now or buyback policies to over 20 branches across the 16 regions. Cape Coast or Tantry opposite the main lorry station, Urban Republic Bank. Press 0248455697 and 0243480334. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts. Attention aviator fans, this is your final boarding call to take to the skies and become Ghana's aviator legend, exclusive to Betway. And to Betway, you take on the challenge, and if you are the best in the game, you'll be crowned the winner of a sky high 500,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Plus, you get guaranteed free flight daily when you play aviator every day until the 30th of June. Charity phone for should be waka a few days. Betway get way more. 31st Herbal Clinic. For your eye specialist. What's the end? Are you suffering from glaucoma, cataract of the eye, blurred vision, eye pressure? Obutuma Soano Amokra. Oh, Cape Coast, Kastle FM, Woban Kastle FM, the Master Woban, or Coco de Pono, Mankesi, or School Kasim opposite or behind the mosque. I send for Sukrom near the Presby Church, the Master Agnes Trado bypass in Kubim. Remember on the 1st of July, Dr. Baba or Cape Coast Kastle FM, na Waboshe and one and they all a problem with their eye. Fred Dr. Doctor, it was 0559 999543. 0559
I don't know money
as God is our healer.
Nanso papa wuri eni da so me pa kwa me pa ne se adumu me ha ne se chema nunso dia so every got to you did this
Telecel too much money. I say it's real. The Telecel too much money promo is flooding wallet with too much money. In fact, and the Sikane Budo Telecel what is Sikagale too much money.
I don't know money.
You money the Bayapa Sikano is also but Telecel is giving you the opportunity there and they was about to every 20,000 Ghana cedis. The Masana 100 Ghana cedis daily. Grand prize in a 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Now, what's it so far? 15 customers and we win 20,000 Ghana cedis. What's it to worry then? Yes, shall say promo shots around 15 customers. We win 20,000 Ghana cedis. Each winning over 1,600.
I don't know money.
Over 1,600 people win we 100 Ghana cedis daily promo nibi. Just for recharge, you know. We just have only 2 weeks to end this promo on Intiwaso for Shimibi. Joe, don't just watch others cash out. Join them. Just dial star 500 hash or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in for free. You can also be among the next batch of daily or weekly winners in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Telecel is connecting energy. Remember, it's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. On the Caritas Lottery platform, terms and conditions apply. So on the first part of the show, and Mukwa and the Warrior and Asini, later on, Maba now me busy in Kano so that's it, Mezi Achro. Hi, Kastle 90.3 FM. For messages, you know, text message, another WhatsApp message for 0244-743-143. 0244-743-143. Na easy in common. Yabaka humanodo. Na easy in common. Ewo. Ogaha yanye Dr. Richmond Yabua bezi in komo na yehwenyim de oye nurses the national PRO Owura Krampa Joseph Krampa yabona homa na onfa offer yanye nso bezi in komo on the nurses oni issue and they what cray what's now when information be what cray was minister way to community meeting enya ambado no yabohwe na izinu so no income business kwamna esuma mama fasle ni bi informa me production team headed by Mr. Bernard Ogo Osman damaso na FKK Blackus we trade out to Facebook then also on YouTube we are very here is the income but then so you're the one you Cape Coast with the issue of flooding and that around 8-9 numo insu shas do to gidi pa na ehwe some of the pictures another the videos are all circulate in the social media na oya atiti mbiambia bebre of flooding mbiambia bebre internet dan nkomo amenyo obiri dey say rubon pair there what happened last Saturday and then the Tuesday against Wednesday no ma yentibio because insuno hotel no yensu kakraba but the Ghana Meteorological Agency so amayata aside insu owim pa insu owima oboto insu owim pa this is the second one aba enti waka bo cross na wima insu obesenim ewo ho adumu me hani se chema nunsu dia so every got to you did this beye yamojuma din that ye bedi kwadu for the one di ensenye juma for messaging for 0244-743-143 0244-743-143 text message another WhatsApp message for Fado Fabra na yenzi inkomo ewiabri. Join us also on Facebook, Kastle 90.3 FM. Then also on YouTube, Kastle 90.3 FM. Ewiabri, you streaming live. And all our other social media handles in you streaming live www.kastlefmonline.com. Also you streaming live for messages in for bra na men can and for more. Damaso through WhatsApp and then text message 0244743143 for fabra na inzi inkomo ewiabri. Yes. Already, any Reverend Ebenezer Duncan. Busy in common. There is a conference in your record. Accra, Ninano, based on these flooding issues, also resilient infrastructure and pragmatic solutions for a changing world. We are linking it to Oye Cape Coast. You link this AE to Cape Coast on the issue of flooding and then building of collapsing of buildings within Cape Coast metropolis. Inti yanko na yanyi Reverend Ebenezer Duncan inkezi inkomo ewo ahomanodo. Yes, urban adensi ho ensam urban development. Damaso na engineering na ozim akotene pa. Reverend, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello. Mimi nothing then.
Nyame adumo na wonso
Mimi adumo.
Yes, ya che ana.
Papa.
The conference in record den you abri.
Deputy Minister, Deputy Chief of Staff Bay, the Barbados ambassadors who are around, Chancellor of CCT, Dr. Lindsay, around, the Minister of Works and Housing Bay, and the Ghana Minister of Energy. You know, I mean, in common is a corner of
Okay, so in common of Aberdeen, you're linking it to Oye Cape Coast.
In common, there we are in a time of changing when it comes to infrastructure. I don't see my Konye. With the current issue of flooding, disaster, and how resilient young buildings name infrastructure. That is the theme. In the we can to them see Cape Coast, but then much will be of status there. Cape Coast is not always. It's a sign and a wake-up call that we need resilient infrastructure. 50, 60 years ago, buildings are also seen. So, even who are always seen, we can until then, certain kind of materials that you see for some time, as miracle or a week. Actually, in the Tibenna was seen some time ago now. In the Tibenna, no, or you're mad house until the bent breaks on the time or ultimate survival or you're longer than the mad ones. No, you the mad ones in the corner for the crowd, on another chair, the lifespan of the building and at the time building between regional watcher. It's a Cape Coast ancient city, ancient town. We have a lot of the mad houses because as at that time, 60 years ago, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago, that was the lifestyle. But in the on to them, in the then no, you don't think of water. You don't think of waterways. You don't think of how a weather you don't think of earthquake. Then it means that you are not ready for change because human society or in Suto, you are born the movement of the it's a major factor in infrastructure and development. Two, earthquakes. In Ghana, we were like 5 miles and 5 meters from earthquake. But I'm telling you, within the last 5 years, Ghana has witnessed a lot of earth tremors. 100 years ago, we had a major earthquake in Ghana. But within the last 5 years, we have experienced about 3 to 5 earth tremors in Ghana. That means that gradually we are moving closer to earthquake. If so, and then earthquake conscious. Yes, then flood prone conscious. there, and then if you as number, how will it survive? Then it means that we are going to have the replica effect the same. If a Cape Coast there, Cape Coast, I mean, land to put rough on your stable. As if UCC, Ziba, I mean, Wana, I want to, on lowland, part debris, the waterlog, part debris, Zeko Ula, more so Ula teachers college, one Zeko, not sure. But it's funny from part debris to not at the suburb, not industrial. Most of the lands there, they are waterlogged areas, lowland, issue assessment. It's maybe the mono. What is done the more why? Let's say I'm not careful power. You witness flat. Maybe to let the at the cream as if the cottachill one. They are called on Ramsar site or they are called at the cream on Ramsar site.
Yes.
It is if you there a could permit to put it down or not acquire feeling in Kuti because in there you're failing now. It's a joke. In Shina Con, no more zins in Janakon. The waterways are always stronger than fire. It's and share assassin. Among one year soil test, the assassin is the ordinal. Issue man at the issue, assassin is the ordinal. Geography to them, assassin is the ordinal. Even load of structure is soil 1 story, 2 story, 3 story. Obey then one assassin, and then it will why Elisa assassin no soil no but will contain. But above 1 story, 2 story, 3 story, certain soil cannot contain it. It's a case of why because assassin and castle go on. Until engineer, let's say in your professional social go to one massage assassin, Alabama, one more assassin, you are likely to have a collapse in the building. Boom. If you have coastal areas then Jijano, Jim, Ziba, Nafu, Ziba, all those one are quite coastal areas. If you don't know one in the Tibet, this is because of slum, there is no drainage, proper drainage systems or one. London Bridge day, major drainage over London Bridge use and Nafu Bridge. The volume of water coming in the water and in the drainage, you should do also some drainage space, It's what must we do? What do you mean? We need major expansion in the drainage system. It is a major expansion. Them not the warrior. What should I mention in a warrior? What see the other could be done because in soon that and no con. What do you then? I'm not for one done. This is you should more than what the data can contain. So what must we do? We need to expand the drainage. The more they should they don't know from you. What you want from major drainage. More TBRs are not be done because we food and crop is data. No can not massive. Yes, need the data. We should to the volume of rainwater or autumn. The brain so on your corner or the pressure, but we will be on to the ruler. One anchor that then nothing should be breaching room. Also, force bedroom by force. It's a whole issue. One, the issue it starts from planning because certain areas were not properly planned. When the year with them effects some areas we are demarcated the whole industrial area, and so in the industrial area, all the places they have been preoccupied and have been used for residential. Some areas here were demarcated away or your waters or water zone into a water. Certain buildings must not be put there. There is no spacecraft for water. 2, engineering problem. That type of agenda I used to see back then is not the same as what we are building now. There is a major engineering problem with the buildings in Cape Coast. No, I mean, I see a lot of engineering errors. Then you what? Only a chamber and hall and only a 2-bedroom house. But also the amount for the then for rent the bill. What should I which then 2-bedroom houses? What should I acquire? Baby, I mean, we change the done no original plan. That replanning no of a done like an original plan no. So in your proper professions, my more camper, it can cause a lot of problem. It can cause a lot of problem. If you know, take cause one problem no, or one planning, two engineering, three young Kastle Suban.
Ian Ancasasu, you Subanka.
Young Kastle Subanka.
Now, going forward, it's there or many your womb as some and they in a year so kiki. Ma in Sutobri on everything will die. Bibia Boko. Yent once maybe until the next rainy season Biwa and Subasanato will be experiencing this flooding issue, then we'll visit the conversation again. Now, Yanshe, how do we link this resilient infrastructure and pragmatic actions, solutions? Those areas now, incidents in Sisiwano, or your old town and our structures in your old.
Good.
Going forward, what should we do?
What we must do, first of all, that whole place must be replanned, rezoned. But it comes with a cost.
That whole place must be rezoned.
It comes with a cost. Cost me there. One, already Nangasa, there are people living there. You to Musunka there. We to one other, we to one. I mean, if you want to know why, or your heritage and the ancestral houses. Into the Munumpono, some of the buildings can be renovated to be used for history as references.
Yes.
But they are slum. Why a money? Chief, we need the whole replanning of the place, and the replanning will come with a cost because it being already to one baby, you to me, you rezone the whole new settlement plan for that place. Again, going forward, what we must do, we must do even before another emergency comes there. At the moment, we need to get them a temporary settlement. We need to get them temporary settlement because space no wakano. We're sure what can be done there. Even your access even with drainage. Three, that's an our London region or a major drainage spots now we go maybe in Suku room. So as a Esha in Sutu be never can ma what I will be bakanimu ma okobokunumu. Into Otsede, you see, many channels in no link into the lagoon or the Fosu lagoon. So let's now locate all the waterways in Cape Coast. Waterways need to have better. With issue, plastics, lock into the mono. Say allocate waterways in drainage systems now. Storm drains, storm drains. We allocate the storm drains now. We allocate the major waterways now. Now freeze it. Manu my year, mano. Yentity. Yin fin man fin. Number why I'm cutting yin big boom. The big boom now. In sunu kwano, the volume of water for me no. About will contain. These are the temporary measures. The future, the long-term measures are on long-term need. The city, we must have a flood-resistant plan. Or there, a whole citywide plan. You need a policy toward there. Cape Coast in the next 10 years. Them. Na yabaya. So in Shitum Pa, nothing she ba. Another at Renton ba. Able to me solve. NADMO, Ghana Fire Service, Ghana Police Service, Ministry of Works and Housing, PWD, all the stakeholders in the industry, we must engage them and have a disaster plan. One, for flooding. Two, we need to have a citywide disaster plan. What plan do we have in the next 10 years? We must consult all the people that matter, engineers, architects, planners, so that we can have a stable plan in there. The meaning we are going to follow them obey at Torrential Bisa, we will know how to save it.
Reverend Yendas, but yen share the northern part of Oye Cape Coast. You know, a one anchor and this flooding issue, Oye a massive hopa because of the new development being there or cocoa. And if you fairly on not checking these new developments and where these developers are developing, and the young who may fly be or yentu ana manama or ya kasi or queen.
I mean, you feel the breed work on the breed. One, baby, on permits because of the Semin Kumina, maybe minim directly, minim, you know, why, waiting to woman for corner permit. Baby, mind you, there, say a permit or a process. Permits, you know, they have to review even the works and the drawings in the building before before the permit. And when we review drawings, also there is a clause in the LUSPA Acta, or the designer who designed the plan must also supervise the plan. But people in assemblies now, they themselves, they are under charge. They themselves, I mean, the load of work there is more than what they can do. If you know, how would they even get the oversight there? We need to also supervise, say, as long as you're the permit, no, mind you, if you didn't be cramped, or they have a habitation permit. The habitation permit, and then that building is good enough there. The Pocono do too. Habitable permit is habitation permit in the company and farmer. Because then I check into the as no better general permits, only no receipt. You mind to stop working on. Stop working on what you own in Pocono. Who is supervising the work? Who is supervising the work? Again, there is a project of Obino Wall. If you do it, I was asking myself, if you I'm missing the contractor crown, you know what? I'm going to more yet than what them said, I've been doing them. Why do we tell you what? Better. There is a whole lot of engineering errors in our system. So you're right from the permitting stage and even the supervision of the work stage. Some of the things that we're experiencing now, even at the Cape Coast, but we still have it.
Engineers like you, what action or what are the collaborative efforts you are having with the assembly in making sure that these issues are resolved?
So if you have observed consistently, organization has championed collaboration, brought stakeholders together. Consistently, always bringing engineers together. Them over here, what is the right thing to be done and all that. And that we have been doing consistently and effectively. Creation. Among for on doorsteps. So to the low persons, we are collaborating with the local government service engineers. To the low persons, or then what's the building code is, what's the permitting process is, how which one done now. We see them mobile conscious of flood, and that is one of the things that we will also push for. But on the phone, because even one person criminal company, make available for them. They are not the knowledge. They are not ready for the knowledge. Some of them, they are not ready for the knowledge. So we are sensitizing the engineers, and now new engineers now the artisans or masons, steel benders, tilers, these artisans also know. If you know what, if you know baby. Baby, morning there, even the new year, look for them quantity on not was a cement bag, which your boss best 70 to 80. Because when you there, them know you. But if the artisans know so, we need the right knowledge how a building must be done, how a structure must be done. In condition the ones in the city, and attention so the artisans know the more. We are breaking down our training to the barest minimum. Artisan will be able to have the knowledge there. This is the right thing to do. Another union, another cement beyond they use. Your cement or the plaster. Your cement or the concrete. Your cement or the concrete and your cement, even cement, you need grade. Anchor for plastering cement, and concrete. Anchor for concrete cement, so and plaster. These are some of the things that we need to even know from the artisan perspective. The only responsibility to be a minister, after being professionals, and now we are coming down to the level of the artisans, and we hope that possibly in the next 5 years, about you know, you've been doing for so. Until we know beyond, but at least the little that you've been able to do, you know, and the little that the little market, you know, honestly, making market should be honestly making market should also coaching market should be not. This is another.
Reverend, that's area, but finally, Cape Coast, when are they having their share of the conference?
The share in the conference, you know, the Cape Coast in Australia, and then the RICO conference began in Cape Coast.
Yes.
And I want to thank God so much that God made us bet that conference in Cape Coast. We did this year, built professionals master class, you know, in Cape Coast. That conference in Wabakra. The conference will come back to Cape Coast again in the next year or two. But the masterclass sessions, you know, on every 6 months, 3 months, Cape Coast and Virginia. Because of some of these things, you know, Yabama why more Cape Coast, you know. So what's any workshop for engineers? What's workshop for masons? What's workshop for tilers? One there. Na it. So even if we go on your no. It's opportunity today. You see more continue what is happening. One there. No, so yesterday saying a kunya you be ma you Frido, Mayazi in church or I don't see Yagaba through Kastle FM. And I believe that people should be able to watch out for more of this.
Reverend, that's the area. That's a power for your time. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any Reverend Ebenezer Duncan or your engineer, urban building, and then a year Ojima Kutin Uguayara and Nowo. Ugame Muyara no and is in common. A higher Kastle 90.3 FM. My mentor wonka 0244743143 0244743143 text message, another WhatsApp message. I say, but as for so-called NADMO authorities or department, they sit down on in their offices until raining before they come out. Why? They do before complain. They happened before complain. Okay. Papa. All right. Engineer Shamaba, ma minti unsu okay. Ma membu ya humanuntum within 5 minutes. Na unsu bremibi. Within 5 minutes na unsu bremibi. 0244 408 046 0244 Okay. Ebusa yenzin komwembra na mumbe ahoma no ntumo. Yenzin komwembra na mumbe ahoma infantumo. Enti aware from Nyambota yenzin komwembra. Yanye Dr. Richmond yamu ansu kezi nkomo urban on tourism aspect and then development. Nunso oyaza wa bobi wompa or a lecturer or Cape Coast Technical University or a lecturer Cape Coast Technical University. Then you know so inkezi nkomo on another aspect of this conversation na yambra sisia yenye Dr. Richmond yabwa inkezi nkomo embra awo ahmedu ma messages nembra 0244743 143 0244743143 na easy come on. Now good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yeah.
Na apome.
Yankopo anda ma me hoye me gidi sermons mo hoye.
Yeah we pa na won kan yeti ache.
Yes ye teacher technical university. Yeah no ma bring more students.
Yati.
We hadn't said no, we are now on Sano or Juma or Hontino. And the moment Cranumbrana or Mombesia, yeah, technical and vocational courses, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yabama Black Usaba.
That's fine.
Doc, the other time, and then within this week, Minuzi in common on a piece, a posty, Facebook, your Facebook. It's a for Bebrewonia, a piece in be in Kane. But then, what influenced that piece at Bebo too or your Facebook? Here's the uncommon.
Milliam, that's not mention or producers, nothing. Guayman. Largely, the India made the better on the yeah, they are no aboy home samrane. I say, Cape Coast is the hub of Ghana's tourism. But in terms of air policy, in terms of plans, in terms of a year, and Yama was here na Cape Coast, it's me by Krabefe. Now, apart from the castles, there other tourist attractions. Let me think of for the Abano. Yeah. Sometime back, I said, it me a year, Cape Coast could be the New Orleans of Ghana. New Orleans is a city United States of America. Now New Orleans population because of a hurricane, they see another one to about 500,000. But Afibiano, I hope I call New Orleans acquaintance a 20 million. I just say Scar tourism, Edema, a New Orleans, no, and Yadia, that form. And there are jobs for people. And none of them call New Orleans. So go hire a mathematics teacher in the day, in the night, or you have a restaurant and as a hotel, or be an accountant in the day, a doing or your front office staff at a hotel because a Jumano Ebusua, will be a area. And to know we need to be planning, we need to come with them, say, you need to move for Yano and na yento Lisa. Abra into one more, and the point is that Nancy Sue to toy and also no Ama said there's the need that you get to me prioritize a disaster risk reduction strategies in a year your development plans. Now yet to me build the resilience for a year the tourism sector. Senior Cape Coast we are also. Na Eden Kofuaba. And I know me uncle be back Cape Coast. And he called me and said, in Suno Eguso to an assembly. In the past, in so to an back Cape Coast. Then young one. And in use but the last few days, flooding Abagway and Daya Ebubunino. Say now in comfort perception about Cape Coast. No, Aqua is a Cape Coast is an unsafe place. And Cancabra in Soto. Na se yehe eye kro na se flooding ekom na nkofo ho se your saver that also affects the chrono appeal for tourism nkofo a omotu kwan na omakọ leisure na se vacation na holiday no omo he ni muzomba akọji omani oma sa akọ back to the bi omo free buy asumje mo enti no enye ade a opeso obekọ baby a obenya eye disaster and all that. And so there's a need to me as a year there's not here not yet to me about home by now a year flooding and so of course will come and year to one more and sana and conform about to say Cape Coast and a safe place to travel. And most importantly, some year can over Krumha, the historical core. I just say free a year and Fashion Junction, where they the Fakotokraba Market, Ashanti Road, London Bridge, Edekwa Cathedral, a year a Victoria Park, Edekwa Kopiemo, Babia, a friend is a town hallway. Also, there's a military cemetery and museum.
Yes.
That area are part of the historical core. And there's the need, sir. You bit me adding common na investment na a dying other than Brunei said dilapidated and I said derelict. And then that die in the abandoned you bet me up investment from the private sector partnership and also even talking to the Ghana Tourism Development Company. Na yina yetimi aboa na danda dano say ye be yi nkofo dia history and linking it to the colonial and slavery no ye betimi a renovate bi na e bi betimi a serve as guest houses e bi so betimi a serve as restaurant and facilities to serve the tourists. No do na it to confirm on but the point is that or back Cape Costa and a dying class hotel no open or padia a bit to me aka no a year send maybe a trem sending in your material the slave history and all that. And then I do na and your class hotel and to me any key effort mean as I maybe na old buildings it may converting into some of these facilities and nobody am attracting for brave nkanka or more best on bit now or my immerse themselves in the history and the culture heritage, and no science Emma Medicino a year piece now much over kaya a year a friend saying town Ankasa after Senate opposite the GCB Baobab restaurant meaning Swahunda.
Doc Brebio.
Baobab restaurant opposite GCB.
Yes.
Only inside the guest house.
Oh, really?
Yes, inside the guest house. Now we have one current conform. Almost every day, Germans and other European guys and the water building them. The like almost say old building like that. Now you are converted as tourism facility or bar or per se history no dey no same. Into another tourists do no and see there's the opportunity say you need to be engaged na you need if you are linked to a history no you know bit me akasa you need private no so akasa na renovation yet me akoso you win the tourism name for so bakwa na ebusu afọ ni bi ebenya home for so apart from that crown you create a lot of opportunities at the ama for the year tourism or Cape Coast. And apart from the Kastle, no, always said that in and comfort the one or more for any other. And see, there's an opportunity for us. You bet me more product. You have more product now. Another boy, I'm a do one baha or my to me. I visit the degree now or my to me. So at no matter no more hotel.
Okay.
Opportunities for others. No so it's a call to all of us. Yeah, your academia, or more policy a year making, or the private, here Kabum, yet me to an ammonia have never fast with it near your way. Now it's near a market coast, about a cabaret.
Doc, you share the effect of this flooding issue, and then some of these old buildings are historically or a story to tell, and some of them are coming down. Even effect na obenya any tourism potential within Cape Coast environs.
And so the point is that apart from as it stands now, our buildings unless say. The opportunities a bit in the amount into now to say as because you're making any use of it. But the unfortunate thing is I say flooding kumha na a die bubuno and conform so that no news more. And so they will see Cape Coast to be an unsafe destination. But on to conquer baby and so flat about now 1 year like now back in so now a far now anything into in the immediate these are the repercussions, and then in the future the argument also and we see it to preserve a year historical a year facilities about that time would have lost it. You now have more to say you say hold like them this why the bond of 1844.
Where you go from?
And so today there's no connection. We are unable to show and so many years ago. And some of us who can but a drew baby and who tourism. No? And so there's the need to continue to engage, have a conversation, and understand how these things could be developed. Now, etimi abwa. Ebukra timika just say, oh, you hear industries because the tourism and farmers will be amaya. But I can bet my last question. We, the University of Cape Coast, which has over 5,000 employees. Now we Cape Coast Technical University, which has about 500 plus employees. A Juma Krumha, a funk of Wapa, the hot tourism and the hospitality industry. Our hotels and our restaurants employ a lot of people. And apart from the direct benefit and the direct income, what's that restaurant in our market? Apart from that, I want to back room her, Omoto Su Abuano, Omoto Mpoa, Omoto a friend and granite and all that. And so they are direct and indirect benefit. But in Kobobeka, we in young Fasubia, in Fiona, drinking spot and all that. So the concept of tourism, I don't want to enter here. And so we have not made the effort to be developed. And I've worked not as a permanent staff, but as someone who was assisting with the policy and all that at the local government. The idea is government at the local level, I don't know about the national level. I didn't know about tourism there, a private sector there. But that is not the case. A public, and a bit near the infrastructure, not the private. And so are building other facilities, a bit to say restaurant, hotels, a bit to say a year car rentals, a bit to say souvenir shop. Not only they are complementing that the anything but when it comes to the infrastructure, attraction, do one was buying the ticket, we through a young transportation, young apart from that, electricity, water, and all of that. A government knows what we provide this annual once they are provided, then the private sector also come on board. Not but the understanding is that the tourism they are thriving. And so the government over the years ain't taking steps to develop or even have a policy. I remember in some time past, I even push, and we says, okay, then we should have a tourism policy for Cape Coast. Unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition. We push. We need a visitor information center. A bit near Buana, who will be about Cape Coast Krana. The whole first point of call. Now, actually, as a place of information. And also, you push until later on, I says, okay, I'll become the head of department of tourism at the Cape Coast Technical University. The vice chancellor, so a professor in tourism. So in this case, now your interest, and we engage CCMA, and I'm no say. Yet to me, there be a developer, a friend is a Bacano, former community garden, a developer as a visitor center. And so the understanding is not there. So we need to engage. Some of us, what we could do is say, so one day, no 24 we'll have a conversation, discussion, and then we see how we can move the industry in Cape Coast.
Doc, it seems that the policy implementers, will need any interest or the tourism sector.
I think that there can be this opportunity cost. Tourism also opportunity cost. And can to me at the aqua market and as a renovation school be dying. And now the aqua head anyway. First can also near the aqua tourism American was and largely no your friend is almost interest your friend is a short-term economic interest because okay idea way to see a results. And then apart from that a school then been able now funds have been more than to engage and then say a long-term investment for a tourism. So I can understand. The point is that they are now a boils down to opportunity cost. We do see tourism. We cannot now find other development, and so people may want to now prioritize other areas than tourism. But the point is that research dodoɔ no a yɛyɛ nyinaa no kyerɛ sɛ the development of Cape Coast is tied to the tourism sector. Into the tourism Cape Coast, we are able to push the development agenda. It's actually a festival. Festival attracts a lot of people, both local and foreign. You're back in so we have the sea, the Cape Coast Castle, and all of that. And for Cape Coast, local New Orleans, and New Orleans does not have a industry, but New Orleans and Mexico, a lot of jobs are created in New Orleans because of tourism. Because of that, until now, people are investing in convention centers. People are the big hotels all around the world, meaning and the Marriott Holiday Inn. Then all of them are in New Orleans because of the fact that New Orleans is able to attract, 20 million people within a year. Many investment from the private tax. Your taxes. Not buying the local governments when you scat. No, media health issues, media education, media water and sanitation issues. But the point is that you see Kanisa into the agreeing in ano 18 but not long-term planning. A year amount for.
Doc, you understand, but then you're basing more further on this issue, the tourism potentials in Cape Coast. That's it for your time. Ebusa yanyi oye Dr. Richmond Yeboah, oye head of department, that is tourism department ewo CCTU, and yanyi kezi nkomo elhon. Before then yanyi Reverend Ebenezer Duncan nsu kozi nkomo on the same issue of Cape Coast za orokodo ewo ha. My own messages in number 0244743143. You're streaming live into Facebook. But are you suffering from malaria? Malaria Hawaii the pa Anumundura Uncle Edri Wobodina Nakoto Wobodina Nakoto. But then there are some dobi aba. Benina Lona FDA waja too. Antilona is used for the treatment of malaria in both children and adults. It has been tried and tested by the Food and Drugs Authority. Lonat works by killing the malaria, causing parasites, therefore preventing further spread of infection. A qualified personnel what test na we hu de ampa malaria mboa ba no uni pedwem so na tinebutum na eza killing kra o se bonum nso na didiye pa available in all leading pharmaceutical shops across the country. Lonat scatter malaria. High Sense is main control the 2025 High Sense General Campaign Ogudara Rokodo on into for infection our High Sense one showroom across the 16 regions. Television, refrigerator, chest freezer, air conditioners, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser. Our High Sense one showroom. All the 16 regions showroom ni be our Mankasim Oben Blue Hills Restaurant or Antique or the Master on your Pacific Fleet Station or Yinizi in Fuyim for High Sense Ewa Humedu 030255 0000 High Sense everyday prices for everyday people.
Is a good city that bonting so ya jiji sa wunia badende. Is a flower veggie and so I don't know money and so
but I well from Nyabutemam. Nyabutemam. Engineer Samaba Kamina catch NDC appointees day. Kwasibuya Yawati. Oh, Shamaba. Shamaba Mati, NDC appointees. I want to Gumuda. Shamaba information the morning. Kamina, please. Good afternoon. Kamina, changing of holidays can't put food on our tables or give us recruitment. Reducing electricity bills or water bills teacher salaries and nurses allowances. Oh, ho. NDC, they should give us a break and focus. They focus what they promised from KKBK. Can the municipal assembly enforce a law to pull down buildings that are risky to its inhabitants and the metropolis as a whole? Because there are numerous buildings around D Point and Bacano that needs to be pulled down immediately, Uncle Paul. And also, I suggest the municipal assembly should form a task force to monitor the whole city and inspect all old buildings and make a recommendation to the assembly on its possibility or possible demolition to avoid disasters, because a stage in time saves 9. Uncle Paul, but the end of the year, not more in common, not more comprehensive on the buildings and they wash it comprehensive of some of these buildings, report on it, and they are going back to do another audit of these buildings. So they been why renovations now don't, they are still going or data. So the NADMO has a data on it. Good afternoon. Please, what actions are the authorities taking about the dilapidated Anglican school building at former Waik Junction? This building is not fit for human to live in at all. From Adai, a farmer. Adai, any day you won't come off. Chairman, I want to see a GMPC or resident make catch on the massa. The building, nothing in suit our flat. The building, why risky for all your students they obokum and our peoples they obokum until the building should be pulled out and not more admitted. Until the MC will take action on it. The peoples in there will be evacuated so that the building most of the wire phone wire phone. Until I die. And Komozi alcohol pa. It seems the authorities now want a delay tactics on it. We don't need any disaster to happen there. And until oya school of from where you want free oya the medano money yenje consider until the way you want free because I come there say insuring ya to pay no way free the medano. Insuring ya to pay no way free the medano. Angrato asinasi angrato akwaba.
You know to come now.
Na bibia boko.
I'm not me boko now.
Oh, nyamiado. Anka to. Hey. Oh. Aye bibia. Aye bibia is in come. MC show pa. Na Cape Coast not today. I want insu tutu eno da insu turn na what today.
Oh hoboko. But the flooding baby in shed like normal you know but it to be not your flooded insu talk even kitty be or your up you scout honum no that area but on the what yes hydro project in Rose no. I think gutters were expanded, bridges now on so in the them situation will affect one papa. But some areas so will experience it. Especially see Cape Coast Sports Stadium now. There's a huge gutter and off a area. Why ya to some extent that order will connect to Bacademo only. And because of that, them enclave no normally or flood, and I think so this is also be fancy MC if you flood or fancy or MC or yet me for no way NC.
I got to maybe sir there may storm drain or one. When was it constructed?
I mean, it was started when the construction of the stadium.
Oh, okay. Or shall I say,
no.
Nah,
as a matter because stadium Nankasa on the baby or no, or a flooding area, said to myself, and a lot of work was done over there. And see, they put the huge drain out for osua the monsoon nyina.
Okay.
And but na make there it end up at the area no. I want to drain no the way concrete the man's man but odo no one tier do out or call back at him. And draining one completely. And see like Zuta and the areas most of the drainage system no so on shadanye accurate as about 2 more join them big none or because most of the drains are hard a Cape Coast hanging at the end up at other back in there lagoon and one of them is the Gata Macam handsome. But quite another man shut down say the beer flood, but I'm the MC, Kasana Dawson, and a propaganda so Dawson, and about the task share. Election here you as and on somebody or pedal for Sudan Gaza. And I was wondering the PR daughter, interview, but I wanted to prompt you, but I can't. Especially topics of flooding, Cape Coast and matters are rising because of the time I can't say me as a non fatter. Say to myself and about council. But I think Charlie, there's a whole lot of audio Cape Coast to them PRO cano. And I can't what's saying it's me from we are part of the problem. No, I catch any W or your MC responsibility. Here, there's a trend going on in Russia such. I want to answer go for Sifia. First, no, now we're grass. Setmasi. And I say new buildings are if you know
what pavement,
another water if you compound numpo. But first, no, your grass, no, no, they want to tap or kofum. But this time, I'm not taught no good or no washing up the beer or buffer. And clearly, since you talk to be out, on to munko from the other fine ways of better over to my dinner. Alcohol, and I think our part or contributed to them flat or about Cape Coast Harmon because actually we back at none yet them no idea. Oti, but in yana yesterday you were buena, and you're educated na the man's man. Clearly, houses na used to see now, pavement and I tell you, oh, beautiful, all right, but all them shouldn't sink. Says to myself, indeed, since you know I'm for my, but finding a way, our dog, and your drainage systems in our war with the Cape Coast. Oh, yeah, what terror? Our Usa, although in the when I can see him, I can cause man come blame MC, because my cat several times there, anybody, there. I was proud them, and I will go, and our compound. Never to children is good to me. Say you, fantastic. How do you expect that them solid reasons soon be carrying away? About block and I'm a but I my party said them 1 hour the Mazano, you shouldn't blame them by the MC. And this one walk channel, me and blame with him by the MC.
And the flooding I only see. It doesn't know NPP. It doesn't know NPC.
That is it. So because it's not hakache and there. Urban fee them the Jumo Cape Coast Hano is the responsibility of the MC in the BBI blame MC. So I mean, Makada no, or the MC and the BBI. There's a one. No, but we were told the emblem, and that's the point I want to make there. As some now can, if you go on that tangent, that CBMC don't need BBI in the day, we will fail because already one, and I'm one. You cannot tell me that urban because assembly no bylaws in tea. As our day one can say a year as a responsible citizen and a proud Cape Coaster. There a be prem run a go got him. Oh, you're nice. Say to myself, me one on him there. A do got him so obo choker in sooner there. On to be carried a million now. And say what a task he answer young boy. Not them flood the issue number. As for this side and I Cape Coast South, and I have see a lowland area, the whole Cape Coast, a lowland area, a lot of marshy areas, they are burden over there, to say, and when you how what my permit, I'm going to say one of our engineers and I mean, how? And you see, why instead of them to develop the place for us to go and build, rather we are building, and son was the development. It's be a the facility like utilities like electricity, road, water was about.
So any development or what another building in springy up or what these utility providers and ones who want to.
But that's not what is done in advanced countries. You see, such places they make sure that clearly there will be development. You see, the more utilities, not PR can they do it so that be a assassin and the man's man ebe sidan wo. As I nen sidan haphazardly. Ehwe baby a ebohwe na oye we si assassin no another we sidan no. But electric pole osi car kwan no fifi. How? Oje da ehun there development na dan na the man's man ko ansa na even electricity here dey alcohol. And see, one year be order post na them machines not all this car cream, which is not right. But there's a lot of job to be done in Cape Coast. You see, them demolition air can especially not because we are aware. May this guy so rest in peace. I hear Robert Mensah Stagger. I mean, they're not yet government appointee into we know. And I'm a name. So I knew NADMO has done work on especially Cape Coast burdens are while you're watching there, they will demolish it. Certainly. And see them records no. A bit more to them making a warrior innovation, a bit more so away than 1 year, Masutrina Damenza man. But to get the funds to do the demolition, it's either the family will do it or the assembly what? Will do it. Certainly. And see, them not it's more to task share. See them one not more kind of a review of the burdens we whom why renovation and what would. And sometimes in the PR cars are very important, but you see, your historical burdens for Cape Coast to have. Because clearly why weak? It's more than decades old. And to them, on yet, Nancy concrete would you see? I can clear, mamma, I can clear on Tasso. I am here. The thing would you see? Said to myself, and see, now I'm the year queen, what this is the cement for that plaster. Until when the cement no outside, but then I also one of them as I am here. And in suit to so as if I am so soaking as if cement could move, how much more? Oh, yeah, I'm here. And more historical, no. How do you go about it? Because you're pretty maintain the
buildings, yes,
to attract for tourist attraction. But at the same time, also, them burden you can want some or you boo. So you don't expect the Obama tourist book of visitor. So what do you do? A re-engineer, no there, yes, them burden, yes, they make sure that why then we to make now that obey tomorrow why you do money CBO or your old no you put my preserve and at the same time the infrastructure no hold no about to make now do obey the other task there on CBO wa for one and the engineers at the CCMA and other authorities because when you do that especially more work a kwan hono I go ha or we kakra but sometimes more a kwan hono clear your chrome or kwan ho it tells you that they can do it be a top and whatever the ebusuafo no and this time on a storyboard na or na aseno they can use it to rent say or be a possible man or yeah
not investors to also come in
clearly and tell making all the babies no go down ebusuafo so hard
that not before can man to
because sometimes individually our pedal innovation be so in there one pen our and you be so why not you know be no because now you know oh yeah so we busy no but you busu na but if you want thinking of a different settlements see you more hard way I mean I don't know how they go about it because of ban but definitely when a trapper odo this thing na make there in there all your favor na me pacho because life na will save set mas nti buzi odo wo bun and also the se wo anka so botuma ye re-engineering wo dan ho na the manza na botuma toners for tourists and not there for the tourist industry now is going to be good. And the PR Bob be a restaurant to be home. Several times I'm more there. I see foreigners over there.
Me with the
but mention that moon remuda. It's in the all can imagine about it. That is why a lot of people like foreigners walk home.
Able to able that for tent no but I no me who them.
And I think that is what we have to do. But urban I mean the infrastructure or you don't expect the private sector to come and do that. And you can't, especially this fossil lagoon, or a big potential investment. And more time at them artisan at Sud will move out coming past them. Because that place can be used to what? For big tourist attraction. Clearly they can build a 5-star hotel at Sud. But can what? Say, and you see, tell me PR can investment say discussion is here on this year no sabaka but your preference into the day is since ama your body fans for say to me say and see clearly say the man person na the man of wo yi ho fi ho a and ye drainage ni ye ya titru what my boy my flood and no die na what because flood dey ye will be how intensive you cannot do anything but if you have able to my then prevent titru say to me drainage in here are you connected to the baby other corner or corner so your boy there say you gata onye ndazi onye oye liquid waste make liquid waste am mama oye nso no do fim na wo na da bi o esua zama say bi onum ye diri ezuguma choke no bo choke a on to me de uncle the about the trash de hingina and why are we there odu gumu abi so de simple ba catch up about that ha na da and anya fe and what to say de hina yambo na de uncle yi because enyim time nso yo to enyim mo boto kesa obotuma de ne bibi ato awo anami anawo etim wato bi o ma bi mai de ne ahwe won kwa enyim mo boto nti se hina ya mbo ye ho a na yan try and save Cape Coastal. About Alabama PR okay no. People see this place as a flood prone area. Or they I am shared in or we want to take this place as tourist or your center. I think young boy na especially na fans no want some not when implement it. Because I found them normal infrastructure the private sector will not come. A part them friend then Sudu for you will move on CCM. I'm telling you, within some years to come, the private sector man will come and put a big hotel there because of you there. Within some years to come, no. About me recruiting this guy, but also, and doesn't was back in him. All yours will be back in him. Say all say, oh yeah, the ecosystem of the
Mempia someone site one. Amenities are we provided them on.
I'm not sure because last time
some of these issues in Oba, I mean, your certain amenities here also the ones who want in second.
The last time I checked, I mean, there were you doing but when we
you see,
but there was electricity and the man but clearly, no, so all board down to fans. This can or one can go away.
I see a prudent go for one call and I will to under one quay. Then the needful had to be done.
It has been done.
Yes.
And America don't know why, but America, the last time I checked, no, why you the baby? I mean, there was the electricity, was the pipe, the normal utilities and all the call. But at least all there, why you come for once over to my name.
What you road that what you call should be
or there, or don't move cause are on your demo facility comfortable. Yeah, one about to my name. Walk because I get them as a man into me into one, and see them not here. I think what they are on.
Okay,
so that place is to my ear. But Munya. The last time we see IMC and I was shocked. Men some more can't come on. The Cape Coast Metro Assembly, under the last 4 years, no only sub committee on education. Now, on recently, Obaya, we have a form subcommittee on education. You see, Metro Assembly was the parliament, they have all the committees. And now, honorable, assembly members, honorable. Or subcommittee, your members for that. I think there were 9 or 10 or so at that committee. The last time he sent a text message because often he was asking you that there was none and mentioning names are also from Sekea.
Yeah.
Or born now.
So I am you good background checks on some of the issues are always or have engaged some of the assembly members.
I'm telling you, what you put out was totally false. Or you blatantly lied.
Yes.
Oh, Yakurusa.
So we are gathering our facts and Nyami Aruma Mandi.
But I want to be on record. You see, because I've been part of it. I quite remember I called in a rubbish the man ban position. You see, that is not the answers, ma'am. I was speaking to the fact that at that time, the chairman of that committee was Apia Sam. So as I say, and NDC members are NDC order Osman Aban or Kakundo Electoral Area Assemblyman Anthony Mensah's POA and it's no part of the member of the committee. Paul Emisa was part of the committee. Inti so better now one year demo committee and another and next after his time no collapse the demo committee na no koka annual general meeting of the assembly there were questions asked by that committee to the educational directorate. Remember now how clearly for them report number he gave answers on it our assembly and NDC assembly members including MPP members assembly members can testify to this. Or you wonder about the honor from them committee. I was totally shocked and wondering. Them propaganda secretary knows the right now is the MC. Until them on Zaman Obeja on jet name Queen. You see, I was so shocked because it's a very good question, especially on the shoe and garment factory now. Okay, within a month. Say you're some okay. Within a month, you both there. Something is going on. Obia and within a month, don't go see factory no W. Also, something is going on off a factory no. And clearly, in interviews, why you was to secure a land because the see factory no you.
Yeah, it's just a land in which secure a land at a coded place.
Is it not an insult to Aminawa?
How?
How can a land be a secret place? Maybe factory or a bomb and a nuclear bomb or what is this? And you see, you should not try to insult our intelligence. Okay, last time, Honorable Rikiteke and Baha, no can we secure land. And you told him point blank in his face. Well, actually, I can also tell you, on the Ebisa no, also the land no, or then Kotia, say 10,000, say 100,000 Ghana cedis. That is totally probably false. That land or a government land or Rikiteke Honorable has bought for himself. And I repeat, for himself. And I speak over here. Won't tell me power. You see, coded land, another secret land. They have not acquired any land. Do you know why? Because I'll show the location of the land. To them, I said in some kind way, you are inquiring about it. Definitely, you find out to be in John Khan. Now, that is why also you coded. And President John Mahama catch on there. They should be transparent to us. I don't know point is. So how can you tell me that you are going to build a factory? Factory in Washington is as far back as 2016. They say January or say June one side in Washington. Settlement 2016. And President John Mahama catch on there. 1 year in Zimbabwe all year they should be transparent with the people. What's said. And if you tell us the coded area, are you being transparent to us? Quite clear, no. As Americano. On your lastly, yeah. Obeka Semo has what he want to say. And on Tonoba Munia. Also, the President John Mahama, Eban Kipko's there's going to be two roads be are important or construct power.
The ECOWAS road in
There's nothing like ECOWAS road. Who definition of it? Only money. You see, them propaganda and opposition was starting.
How?
Okay.
Because there's a project ongoing. Or started from the previous government, from Oye Kaswa coming.
Yes.
It's a Wildru Winiba. Wariba. So on your no ECOWAS road, you know.
You can tell me, you see, or your communication and your strategy, do you know why? When that road was started, they put it at ECOWAS road, or your ECOWAS fund. See, as one propaganda no power your power. The on your Ghana ban, and or your another, or your them road, no, but what your ECOWAS, no, I catch you there. It's being funded by ECOWAS. But you see, or the same road and all can once a month. From Winneba, because promise out, President Obama said, "Demo kwana no yen. What started the war yen na Winneba na Albano. They will continue up to Takrade, which dual carriage there two ruba. Obia yen ne unshia. And also there's going to be a bypasser, Emma. Whatever for about the Tepa Crew, Emma. No was that far. And him find we go pay wo Elmina. Adaza, not there's a call. Pay Elmina as a call or Takrade. But any one road near from Pedro Junction, Esboko. Also, or catch everybody. Dual carriage, another double road. What by your overpass? Share Munya. More kind there. What by chassis and you I wish they started. I wish it's being done. But last time I threw a very big question to him. They don't promise you. And this was shada.
Sir President Mahama, Obe, thank you to Okrampo Obe Queen.
Missing them promise was I'm a hinder.
Or about to do with the big push.
Missing them promise you. I call the 2013 manifesto of the NDC, 2012 of the NDC. There was some big push in the manifesto. From Accra to Oye Takrade will be dual carriage road. And to the extent put our catcher in there, Pedro Junction, Emma. There will be what overpass. I am not catcher.
Yeah.
I will extend the Abra to Oye Elko to Kwa Road, no, so that Messi, I wish him well. Very, very well. But we'll make sure that we remind him. Let them go on. Why am I?
I got to Medasi. Ebusa high Kastle 90.3 FM. Me man who do Jimezi in a good years on komo. Enti Ebusa the road, you know, the short cutting was done by Honorable Amoakwata, the then road minister. Somewhere in 2023, that was December 2023 in the mo, and Wakata sold for Kaswa Winneba the stretch, you know. All right. Chairman appearance aba. Banana wa and the chairman. Why? Chairman Akwaba.
Kwame na.
Oh, Papa na pome.
Nyamena do. We juma dosa.
Ni na.
Send us much the mile.
Yes. On your own toy.
I'm the yanku be in ba no nyamka.
Oh, okay.
So from we juma the manku fa na on school na.
Wow.
For no hospital see. No them maybe she mechi na mama. So one chem.
Okay. God bless you.
You.
God bless you. Yes, I was born in Cape Coast. There was no flooding. People have built in waterways. Hatchland and Knockans have built on waterway, and Nub Johnson, Odi is saying it. Okay. Mopacho, one message in Mombre Biona, and then maybe I told you how am I? All right, Chairman. Yenzin Komo, Ebrenuko, Yansha Cape Coast. I mean, the flooding issue, the incidents issue, barely actually a week. This incidents issue as the Orisi Yenzin Komo.
Yeah, come na madawasi. I'm for in share more na. I'm for bisu more wetifu. I'm for bisu mankrato. Na minche NDC fun paying for nyina. Ni chief, ni ne dom ejuma worobo. Was it boa Cape Coast? Come now, in some way, see Cape Coast, no, I am a ho. Now, me there. In Chadamin Sami. In Choin, the Yamosi. usande say wo fie na yeti denim na se dano na watu chima yehu but aya na yebu yen yogudo kwam na mombo chief na abado in the mezi abofre ko hospital mi hu de ende den sutwa wasi indua so bubu egu kwem nti nadmofo swift move where you have quick otum ko twendua ni nyina de fi ko ne makwane da
second reach
na yeah timu there one car no interact wo banam say Charlie I'm pade Cape Coast will be great again but the best said amount for now what see igwe mam hey and I wanna what see igwe hey wama you take things serious kakra because I'm there ya ain't agreed there bibia ban over be nti si ewu mpa yewu wi a oda ban na weden obobo hen that was no dey I'm them local hospital Miss Menyo far our friend in a holy child war yeah about electricity worker crap because me am kono one or see them container metal container was a quality boyfriend in rubbish na di we gugu foam obi ankasa ho na mbi said there saving po assembly man ankasa ho a nwana so a what's one say on to me frɛ
mra na ya mebudu
egu foam ebinyi yendani a ye wa yenyime de edani kraka bedim so ampara ebi ana kotokumi yede but the crab ye ni bi ebi anya onyanko kra na ebi ni bi ana botu mpoza kota asem bi wonanyime de oh the mean ebi ana atum but ebi akotokumi yede minti nje ebi assembly mbobom before ansa na the masem impo eden we see me sure so de ebi ana yane I don't know that we still have the tankers. I don't know our friend in municipal CC. I want to walk around what check the mayor. I don't know the name that was on CC, but I think it still exists. Is that not it? Wakufum. It still exists.
The department is there,
but the master chief there on Shemikina. So if the thing exists, on Shemikina, no make sure to walk around. Because I'm they take things for granted too much. I was no yo. They're dead anymore and then they go. They were queen pa. One yet. And I'm going forward in a so. Basraban. So but to my Damazia mama. I'm the one I got to Abaman when you so. In check course I ain't that Denny in Aban botum we see Denny be. Zamadam coffin. Na we feed them that then nyan we bubun na basanso accident say vinimpo on fancha not to bill no obaji one bibi kakra no zakashi bibia in the form of taxa in chobemede
those area and one year redevelopment
exactly the point
one replan the whole place
exactly the point but before you move them on na bubu them dan no say to me sidan o baby na mo kate wa na say to me redevelop them place no na sanso zibinim ba na so sanso wan ba na dem da no ebinim etuma kowa kwamina and that is fair play because yet to abada ebenya development aye wo botwen na aye botumi atena man mi e watwen ana ameboa exactly the case nti abasra bande so botum aye da mazena man na obende because eko kepos ana afo won rekodi nyina and that is an dosun even ya yen municipal hasi yen nyanom pepefu enwa when you know
and a pain I was taking a screw then Komodibi record what damn wobu then yeah obisi now zongo yane dan you would tell you this year and you mean chroma
Bagamana hey about to in the maybe say yes I did my cat abos me sometimes once I watch you home so what shall we protect one as a nyansan inya what you want home come now what's the name se nyame so mu na ya ze papa na fifi de ma ze papa no na kayen samba na oja wu mu bibia to bisi asma me pede me kan is that clear nti ya basre de in as much as there bibia hyase do ye no koro no make sure there se bibi bom sema se botum pebu half na ise half a nkakra nkra na di ya ncho obeye mam de bi nim go skill bi And that's done all one when I was in blog done 0 fun why was I web was a good this is a blog then. Your queen any means the abra is a or there body ye. I'm a dachi on far home brand. They be a moment to cram me giant, Virginia dying there. Echina no here because echina no and not tomorrow no obiare nyim na dam kofo nyim da dam dani obobu egon dem pancha me jinzira obaka kwada danim nta bobo biare bobia no dwena echina no here akwamna oya reho because nyim dem kofo ho a ai wo hwe dem nze me nyina na bi said there oya wana says ya so ye pain bi na says na so ontumi yempa obotum atso task force mo ahwe dem azini nyina it's about time coming now partisan no adoso because me might say there was wo ko baby mpo da wo ko bu adana we hu do perform now was won say mo bu but is it force ko bu sisi ai hey and this fubadu na was start where dem here but they be yim there that chibiazi obubu ekun because him there patriotism builds a nation but partisan collapse a nation insi yan hwe na brabo sabani bi bado na mori ye no ya hwe na obobo yan na o de yetu he den ye ba kwamina as a course in education demazi se ye huni ne ye zin nkofo no tsa won ye educate one the effect on and a danger one and I don't think that ye bodu tibia ye dui this is about education want to me yempa won bode wu wo engage in nkofo one gates away so baby o ekofia enwure o tifia ni mo kwamna gate ne chi ya won tumi gina wo enta me bi said there na da mi fie nyimpa de ho no o tumi de ma na me am gina mframa mu mpo me tumi gina wo na wo ehye de ma dam sent in the heat in your body one it's them da if you catch you ya da vitin can member from my brimina no way in then to them can we told you to yes say na brabo come na me say no e ma reho ama o ya reho hwe wo clear wo so nya hwe wo mo se we gbe aye nse kwam na hu de dan papa bi si wa say obo be fe saban botum wabona womboa onita na yeto aba
the responsibility of Dano Ranum so one because most of the buildings there no or your family
kwamna bo botum so abeda family bi o ha kwamna or your family so your family that's ya family kwei inyi ho Kastle FM sisempo menyim bebi a was one akọ da wonkada because the Amazon are not more one access here.
What's now we secure an Afro market in some of the stores. The amount why
hallelujah
affected pano.
Hallelujah. When but the most why market you be seen what na we can take right on. The way I want to was it does be. That's what the close in. Into what and what I know what na ho kanga.
But obey sin there when you baby cry so end that.
I have some more kanga. Obey in going forward no. I think the young leaders no won't the mazi because baby a croway we sit down for that chibinti but damana mama own divisionity dami dan you see one cranny what's the name crampo
that Sagleme housing project
exactly are you getting it say you will be waha into the moon coffee out one etwe to go to marketing nse besra mama de da me dan na wesin so botu wesi bi regency ni nyina ma onye
adan no ba da me housing project na wanye Accra Kumasi because Kufuor start bi
exactly
President Kufuor start bi no so in that enclave na yehu mo we kokosi Sagleme nsu this woman no ho akaye man so twen na sika court sam me ade no oguoma adan no be se kwa
ya kwame na saseme insanse samba asemensia benfunu ntense samba nti going forward and I'm there was want to internet for what you now there this is the time or the otum where them What's the bottom for now? Yan yet to Abba. Taxi, and what if
a free there, Eben has no or resort to the current flooding because in there, under Obike, or one Cape Coast had urban flooding issue. In Kankampo, the southern part of Cape Coast, you need problem. But now, no, or a history.
I saw them, Nipa, Wafa. Because any day, Ebian, be see the now. You got town planning for. No, I wash a day. And then I seen. Oh, ye de ye sit down or dame piano and also don't on ye. Come on, Makotos, I see me. As a call, what friend in the cemetery, what's the name? As a channel. Namakofa town planning for more washe. What catch him now? I want a moon to incident, Messi and car, missing half. Because. Or yeah, hill too. In a valley with them. Na sound of valley no, they were constructing as gutter. But in Kofa see them all. Until they be saying so talk. Gidda 3 days I wonder what's when you'll be a problem. Yes, sit down esu in Suno Konano. Kwamna, say su or the gatem rukopum. Maybe be soon kwana or be san nature. Or san nature or bezewu.
But engine there, our agencies in a way once will fail now.
Exactly the point.
Because the hydrological agency, urban, they are responsible building inspectorate team. The assembly.
But because you put the AC you can't want to say na under than the baby kakre now no one so akoye because it won't there counter work stop work ebian we would have one oyensu anesia as asam baba but the one oboko
chairman stop work no be brain na mpo no dan ranum na wosi na wona na watchro
yes I was a media person investigation
even you wona na watchro
exactly the point
am confirm ba ho one
kwamina I'm the going forward there. Yen paying for there was one Nancy form na eja. One my yen loss no. Oye juma. My yen demaza debi abebre. Come na. Ya go Togo. Teachers. Ya go excursion. Ye nyim. There one 120 fingo. Ye 20 fingo chen.
Togo here.
Togo here yara. Would delay yen for 5 hours. And we were made to pay before Ansano will release yen. Let me say, hey. Na my 20 fee from fee. Kwamna inti country bi ye bibi no ye papa ye nsua ye wo loso kwamna ye enyi loso mbade bona wo be che business ya waka for assemblyman waka for obi onyimin ye dema emma no onkodo woma ye ne mbra on ye mbra sembra chiwa mbra chiwo ye basre ye painful politics yawo. Go watch me this ya. Charlie Mamma Frey MC. MC watch him oh I say out there from above Winjano. The bender. Ayambra or Bayambra. See a Cajun Supreme Court in Gutiana High Court. Ansana. No. Yen town a friend and tax force for no. Yen jam one more yejuma. Now once one from Bracani Yejuma because a been on what Yejuman Dama was in Branish Winsome when anyhow. Young she it's about time. Or the Yama, Yan Lawson. Yen was secondary school as even elective. And so by the time Ababa out, no, any membrano, and say Kofiumpa or Bia Uncle School, no, but too much, no. That the Mazi Sana Yan yo, the Mazi Yadaman obey you, the Mazi, that is it. But you can see Bruni. Na baroko school no onyimambra no nti your teacher nyimpo na pede abuse law now he will tell you in the face that my friend that's not what the law says. Are you getting it? Exactly the point. See you ko wi ni dem a obere ntra kwam na me manche me tax force and one day moko MC o maka chen there me voluntary work. When it comes to sanitation I will stop people in Cape Coast. I will not sit here and brag. It's becoming unbecoming. Ya wo gom be ma ya to naze be ma ye zizi na nwure twen we hia ye wi an ye pia gugatim even to the extent that ye njanambia excuse me obi jiza fanchem Yes, they could got him. The boy and one brand if in a banabor. Asemi Bay, President Odemia. Odemia call him. Minister one and a wakan. No way. It's a Caribbean yansu able to me a boy and my young Kenya Semibiano. Come in, which is there. What do you to me? Because on your president in Kutino woman, it was positioner. You fight there. Abano sidono. Obey responsible. On your dare bomb there. Abano or what or on fail. No fail nagani failure. I won't see media. That's the point. So we should come together and work as a team. Ayaba me man no dachi. Obenya ntampa we fra. Let's see na kemi. On feni nkesi baby a. Yandwene yandachi ho.
Chama me da se. Chama na pia kasa de ma NDC Amayuku no ankrato so yete nenka akasa de ma NPP Amayuku no yezi oye Cape Coast nkomo yaye interviews too with this same issue. All right, so you move on to some of the national issues and so and the area break. My message is in number 0244 743 143 0244 743 143 na yenzi enkomo. Yeah, the text message, another WhatsApp message for Fabra. Please come now. I hope you heard. You have heard what Uncle Tu just said. This means Honorable Judge Arthur, the MC, he is still in his propaganda position. Oh, okay. So already I cannot say whether our propaganda position another. Good afternoon, Mr. Host. My greetings to Chairman of. Oh. Great submission from your guest of today, from Jonathan Otu Atabazi. Jonathan, a corner the counter, I will not say it. As the chairman of our bosom. No, Ebia, as somebody can move down Catholics, but when you had the concept today, but I mean, tell us that impose Abusum no would do at a point in time over bread.
Exactly. I don't know.
But that's it. My also number 0244 743 143. Intelligent Jonathan, Chairman appear minimum, Chairman of. Now the chairman of NDC, Ora Johnson Asedu in Ketia, he's calling for the split. The Attorney General and Justice Ministry also wants splitting to strengthen anti-corruption drive. Now, my main can be Kakrawa. I'll say the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asedu Ketia, has urged the Constitutional Review Committee to recommend the separation of the Attorney General's office from that of the Minister for Justice, citing it as a necessary reform to strengthen the fight against corruption. The office, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, with that office combination, yenya a challenge with the fight of corruption, Anna. Angratu.
Munia, you see, this NDC government, or your settings, and packaging, the government.
How?
Yeah, or your settings and packaging government. And some one national chairman can or your boss out wash a dough out we feel. And Obia call or your NDC manifesto, or your the 2008 manifesto on the McKay page now, page 33, and able to me boy as I share as I about 2012 manifesto, the same promise was made that went to my and deliver, and they are telling us 2025 again. But I'm telling you, especially, or your page 33, 2008 manifesto, no, or be able to mark page 33. I say, separate the Attorney General's department from the Ministry of Justice to promote greater efficiency and better transparency in the administration of what? Justice. Munya, the man they had the opportunity for 8 years, they failed to deliver. In the Wasanso 2025, we introduced today what order way to fight corruption.
So he's urging the Constitution Review Committee that Obeya a 1 year bribi elho. So in their manifesto they couldn't fulfill it. Now, if there is the need for that caller, ma onya.
And I'm sorry, packaging and settings. Kasa na wakasa. Say President John Mahama so catch that they should do or do action ba. Onya kasa. Share munia. Reasons are also by now the constitution ma apart from the attorney general's position or womb. There or woman there should be an age or be the attorney general. Obutum Wedzi or ye abandon some zaman. And the attorney general now or honor is not only for all your prosecution of new opponent to Tirama current attorney general or you. Into the money or the saglimi or ye housing units or the best shame there or your vision. A vision of what the real and cash will be was the monk for won't go free. Now the man some wounds or ya the papa the attorney general and no call ye. The case there, the massive owns the view, and I'm a wa. I am not.
Why filing only prosecutor
Also owns the view, but why critical case in the bad the no matter what years to come, able to my result, able to raise no court. And I'm saying that the man some why the argument and attorney general on just prosecution or you, he defend the government, and also other cases are civil that against the government. Because only the number one or your lawyer for the president and another the government said to me. That is why, but on I'm getting soon to be NT and I'm deputies and other people were born, another prosecutors were born in the Amazon. But actually, as some Korea clearly, Johnson has said is talking about prosecution and Botum Aya and other separator obey prosecution and deal with all your government issues. I quite remember this argument came up. That is why the special prosecutor came up. Special prosecutor was not here. Only them prosecution or not here. Said to me, and see, is it going to be another duplication?
But you know that we are operating in a system within a certain government. If the abandoning PB with regards to the fight against corruption,
yes.
A corruption issue, we don't have that boldness to prosecute.
That is why the idea came for the special prosecutor. And I'm because what can the attorney general or a bank
the lawyer
at Massa in Sibio Sassemble to party Crawford another abandoned Crawford or what a Benma. The possibility of prosecuting on yet on yet into one more different person, or what 10-year office still, and extra special prosecutor now. There's nowhere President Jomama would my name, a uniform. Or 10-year office, some was 7 years or so. I started to be corrected as a and the mindset and the intention of another Danko Quadra was to what be sure that the perception of one there. Attorney General belongs to a government, and so that special prosecutor about with my a prosecutor or government officials are and even from the private sector Obiaya Bonard. They feel that they are affiliated to your government, which is there. But you are telling us that they should do the same thing. How are they going to do it? Another prosecution office.
Or Minister for Justice and Attorney General. So
the justice
yes, one split that position.
What split? What was he going to do? Is he going to do the same prosecution now? Attorney General why then? Mentasi, I explain because I don't get it. Because that was the intention about them abandoning Crawford want to be prosecuted one because clearly that was as Katia was saying. And listen, that perception of that is why we had a special prosecutor. Our bear or Tatangrofo on anyhow be period. Say to Mercy. And see, are they saying they're going to repeat a different thing and tell us there another office in clearly or your packaging and settings I was about you want to waste all the taxpayers' money. Because Sebio, the special prosecutor boss, the amount of money involved what they established them office, and the special urban investigation duties all year now are huge. Yeah? Yeah, can because so be our investigation be a Sebio or Tata will be our crop no yin. And I understand. Because that person and the office have to be protected. There's the special prosecutor and the officer and the protection of her to the extent that sometimes they know Nenzama or using push should not be disclosed to the public. But I can tell you for a fact, never using bulletproof. And that is only the mobile aspect I can ask about. Master or flyer or a different ball game together. Or move or a different ball game together. Because Yana or your politicians near catching age no or hormone or any younger young crofo. To them Dominicani or ye catching it. Urban non crofa or non prosecution today or ye one hour file no prosecute as a agreement project Bank of Ghana project one for one son come clear even there them na way. But urban like special prosecutor now you go after anybody be a petition na end them obotuma why neduma. But if Johnson Asedu Nketia is telling us that you separated the AG from Oye one of the prosecution now, then there's going to be duplication of Oye Moroccan. Your investigation bodies that they don't do prosecution. This is Oye Shraj, all your investigations now that they bring out findings, but they don't do prosecution. Okoyokwa, they bring out investigations and findings, but they don't do out one year prosecution. The prosecution only comes from the Attorney General. And our Attorney General no too nibi no what I'm a special prosecutor. Otum ko court ko yedene. Ultimately them prosecution of suspected corruption against anybody. Yeah, can answer. So when I say don't get here catch hand there. Yen separate them aspect now. What the next year in Pakro Babano, what is he coming to do? The same thing now, the special prosecutor is doing now. Because okay, in such way, you can what fight corruption. And is he going to do the same job now? The OSP is doing or what? About duplication and maintenance, because that perception of the AG belong to the government, now on to prosecute and a typical example clear mistake there. Dominican why clearly is not the prosecutor file against all his people. The on to the year prosecution. It's an example of it. And what to say? How is that office going to function? Because definitely your Attorney General powers being able to money because the constitution he's the only person that doesn't work constitution or power to prosecute. I've been on Madam CID for now. And our prosecutors are warrior them prosecution, including the OSP. It is like a duplication of this. I don't get it. The most important thing here, warrior investigations and what wrong. This OSP as a court, as the cases be a court, as it be or we win one or two. On boy, Sikabio says it from, or payment of money to teachers or as but they can do investigation, proper investigations, and go to court and win cases. Make sure that Jeza Ghana for another Kwana or father what the done special prosecutor officer. You to my jatum, but not them Rambo style and this business of more 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Or of course, any opportunity every 6 months be order address or nation. Nature be cases be do, but them Bravo style na the manzaman there. But I think another office to do prosecution or duplicate, and waste of taxpayers' money.
But that's it. So Ora Johnson I said in Katia, I can ne bio na call chairman piano do. Now also as Attorney General, you are supposed to prosecute wrongdoing, but as Minister of Justice sitting in cabinet, You are part of a collective that formulates and approves government policies. He further explained that the structure creates an inherent conflict of interest. It becomes extremely difficult for that same person to turn around and persecute fellow cabinet member, he added, arguing that the arrangement discourages accountability and shields corrupt officials from the law. Chairman, do we need separation? The OSP, the CID, IOCO, and other corruption fighting agencies.
You come in. Some there, yani Papa Johnson Asedi Nkatia. Say Yarisha now kaka wa Ghana amembuma. I think there obi anyiwa obotum zeno atoto Asedi Nkatia.
Wa Ghana membum. Obi eni ho, obi eni Ghana ha.
Mankada obi anya ho.
Yes, obi eni ho a.
Mankada obi anyiwa. Mankada Ghana ho misi obi anyiwa. Obotum zeno atoto no.
Oh, okay.
So obi so also no obotum zeno atoto no a. Yanhwe. Wezi ne hunyi. Ehwe ne credentials about politics and when there's a friend cry na interview na na kasama and when that padi no nyame achenaze njaja sia yi na wo friend leader so onhu zauro kwa on sorana on kasa kwamina the determination of fighting corruption is our problem. We are only pretending it there you fight corruption,
yes,
but rather we are making corruption becoming one too many in our in our country.
Yes.
Why am I saying that? Yawaha. And I am there. Sa abani bi ana party bi wa benima. Nanan kofu kezibwana. Na yet time there. Father from above. I'm not heard ma. Inti odu nana kufado na bredo mo kede. Only the Sagana foot to Abamana. Obe make sure that corruption will be a thing of the past. Ananameboa. Into namudaminti Okatso officer, what friend? Special prosecutors what office. Our boshede. Enwana dream bonwon. Enwana was the one sa akagane sika. Enwana was the one to. Ejuma one sham 1 year juma was the one saka abani sika. Na 1-4 biara. Kananambwa 1-4 biara.
Martin Amidu was the first person.
Wakafo Martin Amidu anonyere twimanso. Warvet Martin Amidu. Sa kwam na ehwe bia. Dem da Martin Amidu ponya ndisi ame a obotwane men. Monumpo obeye war at the vetting between Martin Amidu and some of the NDC MPs are no obise in some and all no ye one in Sembiano. Kwame Pepe or person mo betna dami institution ano mo beyin na sutiri de say one be special prosecutor nche no nyim de say what bandrim kankan project our bona sane yam president we twem kwe our friend his excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo or a murder serpent of corruption. I'm not nenya. Inti we there, matrami di we there na president warare kade corruption eba kwa to them minimal no. Awumum na corruption bono. Inti matrami di kade or swear off at the vetting committee. And you until no so them in some funido. It was in Ejuma Eden, was it all? Your one yesterday was young brother Swaba. kisi ejaben ono po bone sebrani de se kisi ono po ne papa nyu ana ne maame nyu na se dibona kwame ne obotwum se ya nama obeji nso na afi mu nyame nchazi obaya no bo hu de Sicilia da pa jomi bi aboano ma wakani dem wakaka ni sika 3 days na wanka ni sika yiwe kwame na abazi osero ya hwe no OSP or the tell do mo da na wo gudir kan sika wo ya semi twitwem a kwame na mo ka che pepe yan de uncle Jadamazi na yene besi na niska na president abaka JOSP da besi niska onye ASP na be jan mo abodwetwem abaka cho de oye besi niska
but I know the issue no court. The issue was at court.
Kwamina
Chairman, issue no court and
enyima nasa.
Yes.
Enyima nasa. Anasa abaka da nkyere hen wa judges won.
Corruption issues within the judiciary.
Exactly the point.
So every day, since the pan issue no oko court, no, there was a political influence. Okay.
Oh, intercede in Katia Mori Kanye Day. In Chobayante, Yama institutions here, Yatitwi won't play an independent role. Oh. Dama.
On also one split the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice and one split so that we tumina were considered to fight the corruption drive.
Exactly. In Tebia Obum, Anamewa. Kwamina, in the search yema. You be play an independent role.
Now there is the argument.
Manka French.
Yes. Now there is the argument that Mishasano. There was the special prosecutor.
Be interest. Inti, Kwamina, there was school, Emma. Menang community school. Now, no, you senior house masters. No, Bendo, senior house masters sitting in and play the same role. I'm sorry, Gina Kede. There cannot be two captains in a boat. So there should be a leader and a deputy, so that the deputy knows what the deputy does. Then the leader or the president, I'm not talking about president now, what I'm talking about, they are the leader, should also know his responsibilities. Oya dama, obeye juma, and to be then on one in team. Are you getting it? But if we are playing the same role within a jurisdiction, obey them in some Mazamaju Bumpa, and for Aginamam, because if you are interested, you why am I uncle? And to the Mazamunchu and Tassi, about an investigation, I ban. I am Bassa. The fears and asked to the Kijina court on our two Kano. Young Shamazi, near the Kijina court. Now, lawyer Sisu, we would go for to be them. We are boho. Now, I bohana some night. I say. But if we split on with no, you are in charge of this particular role. I'm in charge of this particular role. Ubiabes in lane. Kwamina, I said doing Katiana Samori Kenya Zaba corruption. Kwamina, the corruption scandal ya wano. Kwamina ya buye my inform. Se Kwamina se ye years ofota. Na the team me fono. Wana how? Ayayane how Kwamina. One Ghana citizen bo and send it down. Kwamina child Samuel to go free. And check go free position for us all pay. O Sunday and Chabani Botuma Bob one and Menimia. Kwamina Kawe Ghana. because what you see Canada was a better damage you may have come and one fine yet. I don't know, my Dr. Baomi Obogun and you must say that Palugu Dam, why yet? I'm not saying a Palugu Dam one fast so boom mofum. You be said there, second wayne. Second boy, a kaja. Ya gini there. Yazere Bob one a young for soon. Na ya tum ye be ko tuaka wono. Yen for so dado. Ana interest or dado. Sorry. Ne ye yaze bane am fam ba ye de medwuma na. Kwamina onya mane ne ye bodu foma. Na da masemi so sia. Odi ye tum ye zin kofu gina court. Ne wo ye nsem bia no. Kwamina it's all about accountability. Probity.
Do we have the
equal rights?
The political will. A government of the day. Onye the minister be ekojina court. The minister yakede kwe de mejume yehu de jurumi bi akodo. The same government wa boni minister kwedu wa sentence no. Have you seen that before?
See that. It's a comment. Maybe it's a question you are. That all these leaders in this institution or offices, do they act or play their individual roles as is required or accepted of them without political interference? Kwano yeduma iyenza challenge kwa ben nyi mbogwase ba kwamina ma promise yen also ka onarezi bana ozi tunano ozi dawu biara nhwon ye mana bani wonwo bokwa kwabo ne dream kwamina wo reboku because he will never ask anybody to defend you. Today must be a virtual armor.
All right.
Are you getting it?
Okay.
Exactly the point.
But the will to do it. Okay.
It's about time, come now. We need to ensure that these people give us account of their stewardship.
Tell me, I got to. I will the special prosecutor, but as government, Minka the NDC government, Minka as Ghana government, the way that I say you know Crawford, you prosecute one.
Of course, it has happened under President Kufuor. Meka Malamisa. You see, you know, them Jesus for about policies. Nancy, what is happening at us? And see, and I see, Master, how by the fireside, yeah, about to answer some more. You speak with fact.
I got to but Akasadama, you are not being fair. You are not being fair. No. I think last week there was another comment but I think because you know yet in command yerizi
if you're offended that because mention our you message show you we speak with fact.
Yes.
Onye by the fireside show.
And obiaso run to anase samoha.
And I bet you catch the OS for the 3 days. Or the cat is la padniska. Oh, we know that. I am oh boss, I can't say my phone. I'm pocho. I bet you catch the OS for the 3 days. O ka disere we are no da. Anya na nsem na eto. Aba rough suni. Amuna dem no see. Dem no see.
What can is kana na wankana?
After all the 3 days. I go some days no 3 days.
How many days?
Onye 3 days. OSP so be there. Uncle Cecilia Fani se fie bia da. O ka kan sika. It's a go some days. Oh boss.
Yeah, we tell man.
Chairman. I the man answer something eto. Mention a roba. Don't speak and scan no red down. What do you mean by that? And as a subnet and never na manyanku busy no one fast. I had a subnet too because topic in said and sassy.
Oh, don't accident.
I said, remember, I said, look at yesterday, agent, and I want you maybe. Yema agent on corner one obey a prosecution and in on so other side. So that we're too many pacuna. Said now ban no woman say, even the cabinet minister from the wire bono. Nipakune to my prosecutor. And I'm catching them tangents, you know. That is why MPP the special prosecutor be abata na to anansem you see mebo obi can be the or your mother support of corruption why then corruption nana why then he was the OSP at that time he has all the opportunity to charge anybody anamobwa but he failed says one say nti me ka there and music ka there I could pay 33 of the NDC manifesto that's the year 2008 them promise you why that I could 2012 them promise you why that they failed says one say I want to money to the standpoint they even told us that they will cap or the Supreme Court. All these promises were made. A repackaging and I said today, yes, I don't go with you. You can want some. Tell me that I can want some. Money on here. Awesome. Cecily, the panic case in the President another dog of work agenda. Or catch your OSP there. Sikano and some farm man no Monko. Is that what happened?
Me catch that some no.
Onyana some not to
court ruled on it.
Never kadaba some on your fata and you're rough there.
Why are rough there?
Now why do you say something which is false? Totally false. I won't see. I don't see some no you could do the work at them. And I'm a boy. Because I want you not another done for never said that there. The Japanese can into OSP in Jai. OSP went to court on that to the extent. What realizes this one? Sikano. Baby I tell you what you call. They are going to lose in court no. And work at money laundry and I'm a boy. It's FBI and brim. And I'm okay chain. I bet nice today. The now don't go for no carry myself. Again here, I said don't get here. Then some now work on. Now he's even referring to the offended constitutional review there. Committee there. Ubotuma one year the mazano. I should be part of it. But I'm saying, I thought you put it correct. It has already been established that somebody or the special prosecutor attorney general no upon powers kakaza amande on use of fight corruption whoever is in government. Is it the same that we are going to appoint another person to do the same job? I taxpayers 1 year saying and I'm a boy or duplication it don't make a choppy there urban Yoko urban Shraja they can do investigations and bring out findings but they cannot do prosecution.
Attorney General will do the prosecution.
He's the only person. So
yeah, funny there. In the government, a same government, why investigations on a certain a person. Now, Attorney General are you part of the same government? Obenya dam boldness there. Maminimpa what investigation about? Yanko prosecuting her.
Into the messy. After the Attorney General Wabeya, he has proven and shown with evidence. The urban non-crawford on prosecution. It's a peculiar example. Or the trial of Oye Opuni.
Okay.
Another one. Oye Bank of Ghana case. As is your governor of Bank of Ghana. Was also at watching. Democratic House protest case was also at watching. Senate case was watching. Oye Ofusuan Bofu ni case was also not exactly house case was watching. But I am saying that to correct that impression, on that impression, it has happened. It has happened. What's your prefer there? Urban non-crawford or prosecutor.
All right.
That is why the MPP at that time, you know, let a body be like special prosecutor. No one take in charge and prosecute those people.
Okay.
Yeah? And in there, the offended public procurement authority.
Yes.
Case, you know. And that was started under the non-drunk father. In no quarter, special prosecutor prosecuted the best. Maybe so. Everybody said that. Or your attorney general, one final prosecutor against him. Because you know your MPP.
All right. But that's it.
And say, Damona, say, it tells you that, say, and this is for what you are confer. Which another for the public, what you are confer.
I got to.
No one call.
All right.
That's one thing. But the people on never tell one. Which quite clearly, Bassa, it doesn't make sense to me.
But that's it. Chairman.
Come now. Uncle to why you yomi be brave.
On yao. On yao. Me more kind on yao.
I catch you be there by the fireside in a yana and piache de pocho. The man came up pocho into was using exactly. Atuya Casemiara. ɔse ase di nkɛtɛ ne nsɛm yɛ ɔkeka yara na rakra ɔntase sɛ ntase na mesrɛ so bibi sɛm question biem the attorney general attorney was sending petition the cases here wabubu there attorney general ɔmfa dɛm nkɔfo no nhwehwɛ wɔn sɛ ato za akɔ attorney general so anyɛ ana attorney general maba yɛdzi mam kama asɛm attorney general wabaka akyerɛ ato wɔne day ana wɔagyina paado aka akyerɛ no dɛm nsɛm no case bi anyim twɔn hwehwɛ mu
and said now wa file a null prosecutor the case won't continue in this era
na enyim ne so ne strategy ɔdze yɛ naza ɛtsa me bi sɛ we be gyina paado aka kyerɛ dɛ the case no bibi anyim twɔn hwehwɛ ma me bi sɛ
but say bibi wo man say bibi wo mo
you can't say that you can't say that oh kaka no why your press conference oh your press conference kade oh kaka den maybe so person do kaka den ato nya butan dem a ebenya potential ebenya potential o to papa de den o jina him for catch o don twetwe ma de we ba mi jabutar masa na buta masa erazi yankopon nya ase jale
oh anga to allow him to speak but my general attorney general wa court wa a null prosecutor those cases in ya wa withdraw chama me too
oh I'm surprised
chama yen komo
atiot ne nyame mfa no bone nche no papa you see politics of that nature always let them loose to this massive what do you call it vote. Are you getting it? I want to do the hey. A catcher na mama. Awo na me you call radio stations. Da mama e bass no bonim. Nti mama no e bass no ansa na nchinantum. Se no bonim ma bi nsa na nchinantum. Nti hu na wo na se wenyi ma agimi. E na wo na te wenyi ma agimi. So nyi poor prosecution wa ba catch over there. Hwinyim I was sitting there catching there. Bibi wom. Fano kokote. It's in Pakono. Se some part of our catch the chinima. Now should the bibi woma. For kokot. Why are you making noise on that? Are you getting it? Men John and Kekamenim. Because they've given you the room to talk. I thought doesn't come from Mamano. Eba ben mabazide 2 years from Mamano. Inti nyabutel. Ima yake academy ebe wa twetwe ma de nwuda enyo ngina ndu biara nyim akufado ne time wan confirm ne petition ma gbengu yenje am okobu nkofo court akufado ne time oya of forming committee was the report come on how was no wan bo report ni ngwa akufado one frɛ CJ at the time of parliament issue CR only me that one set up Friday Supreme Court one sit after marking it's a rate quiet 12 o'clock 2 o'clock now I sit down 5 panels 1 or 2 minutes was there the matter mana enyima bisa we a lawyer enyima bisa are you getting it and so to man turn the thing same bia on here you know there Aban wotum don't ye bibi. What are you talking about? At what Aban only 4 years old.
So can a sitting president call a Supreme Court judges to sit on a case at a point in time? But I'm there open a paneling of the jury the Chief Justice ne Juma Odi. Court has its own system.
I want to communicate here. Do you know them paying for our calling? They will now tell one reason I want you to ask them in the so far. More there, a man as here, no, not that was I na. You must have painful and you pay for our fire. I'm not politics, so. If you don't catch out there, so be all watching, waiting some phone. That's watching this here. A bone there, what Frebby, pay any be, now I call. No way, Jed, me in Pakron. It is done. It is about time or there's the next form of the mazing now, or Jay. Are you getting it?
Right.
Exactly so. In that one Montana on the boy banana on all your politics 1,000 years and why did
Chairman Medasi 0244408046 0244408354 wasubremi bi wasubremi bi na yenzin komo about 10 seconds na ebezin komo na yako. Good evening.
Good evening, Prime Minister.
Yeah, Papa Minte with 10 seconds.
Yo, I do back from MPP from there. MPP from Angasa were in transit. One Shalade should be was on my cosi. Should be was on my cosi. Pa, since I am here, my papa, my younger before, and like BBI, the year says, Anka to Otumba studio, but my being chilled, right?
Good evening.
Where something about me appeal, say I brought him come and Kastle District.
Okay.
Papi, look at some guy, and this is when you turn the NDC, when you turn the part, and then you obey you chop money, if I get a bar. And the workers had that to me. But what was I saying? She was supposed to cook one to, and the Kubuma, maybe I want to do. Go through one of the bank, Jama, over the year, and a catch of lots of men, and one pass, one for check. And I'm fine, so, on my way, light bill, what is two, and now maybe a bar on 5.6 million. If I didn't say, it's a farming.
Obi 5.6 million.
5.6. I mean, you to me a cost. If I didn't see, never tell me, no, it's more than them, Mahama.
Good evening.
I'm
going to mention something too.
And a bill of 5.8 million. I got Jago found in Yamaloyan. No for slow reason. Some are funding for food, no for sleeping. A corner will be funding for food. Young could maybe a way. No for slow the farm sounds about Melo de Moluchian. Mamma come out to catch Yabada someday. Say, Costos one and day. Say, hey, on my Pinago Fadu. When the case is at the party, this can I another Abba some of Payago Fadu, okay, for no. No, hey, Tiago to the Mexican. Why are you some come? I'm not president for that. Oh, you know, I'm a topical. But President Macadam with the Mexican. Oh, no, I'm a president to change as no president. I did not know the other what you know. You should be a post to go for. Said, I didn't know what was the gun if you want to react to one personal. Remember the idea. Member Papa Kodia. One clear down of one. A person, let's see to put to chip side. I need a man will hear it.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, Uncle Amram.
Yes, sir.
That's no good.
All right, that's the interview.
Man, I'm not Fernando. It's a question you a fun studio. Also, go to away. 1 years will be a city woman. What and why could be away and then. Well, so some maybe young matters come out of the car. On for that one, when on Tradana. Well, say man for 8 good years. Fair bay, I blare, him at dinner, how from go for that and Nasifu, Baumia, and Akufado. Well, money, but no too much studio. What can I give them where agent? Are they? Here, Messi. What 128 now? About from there, issue. Go for it. But I see.
Master, but I see. I've been your door 10 seconds, me too.
Better.
Abba, me too.
Oh.
Abba. Hello.
Better.
Me too. My pickle.
Network on Yamamo.
Okay.
On Yamamo, Hapa.
It's
for now, summer. And for the fast summer.
Young
the chairman on the road.
Yanko.
Better. To be frank and honest. Only England.
Hello.
Oh.
Okay. About me the other son able room biona. Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Yes, sir.
Una wana kanyo.
Yo, Papa.
Mekasa fi anu abo.
Okay.
Yo, ehun de we dwuma na ye ne wa. Nti wa ma wo radio no kwachi nkofute papa. Nti se ye invitation na kwacho fedna ye ne ye because ato otina we. Onyim pepe pa de ne former attorney general oye Gwopada Domin mata ojina wo onyi bi sise wo pon do da won kidi da sibi won pintie bi onya no kwara the me nyimpe etumi nya audacity inda betina Kastle FM onkofo wa bede wo be ye Ghana adwuma wada bo Ghana ma Ghana akọ n'anyim no ekese tie wan masa onya na Akufo-Addo onam oye wo friend dan abentie nizo ye bon onti na ma friend ma ta be do je won kidi na chi Kasika oye sisi odapa odukuku ne mpase ebi owi sisi odapa na opon ye skanyi otumi toka se ba so the man boyfriend dem amambu nya ye tinem nende wa be no wo buma na what's in the attorney general no one trip you mo be ye corruption no butu ase kwa atisen
All right.
masa wo me yenko ye team
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Kwame.
Yeah, man, hey, rapping.
Yeah, I'm there today.
Me too.
Yeah, me chair a killer to go in. I'm to be.
All right.
Kwame, I'm come out of the one. But I want to, oh yeah, I to some kedonka be out with your moment onto by a minute and to put in Kade. One part to Wabokono. Wouldn't come away fasting 72 days. Once up when fetch free and coupon one, the gun of what a banana. What did the uncle, what did the gun of Yam phone boy, so no boy on the morning? Nothing I don't know. A not bad story. I'm telling the truth. My bad story. At the end of this family, it's a bad story. Everyone could talk. Okay, book master, come out. Chief Justice, I have the part which the palm was on Catanchano. I have one of my
Chief Justice, why ahead?
Mr. the Chief Justice, I have one part why I was on Catanchano.
A petition or that come a president in a 1 year investigations on that.
Why then? So I didn't show why then? Why have it?
Petition I want to crown or Dawson. No, Munsam Dawson.
But I'm coming to what's the condition or the footprint and Amwa.
But so I made him know the balance in Pobe.
What balance? I work on actually moving for fat and
okay.
I can consider that plane. I finished but next time or press conference.
All right.
But number press conference on your to police station. No, get a
Where I say, Shababa. I'm a Benyado. Okay, when to Benja Doko. Good evening.
Good evening.
Chairman.
No, Alaji.
Alaji, you.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Alaji.
I just want to check with Abba friend. I turn up in
okay.
Yo. I just got married to yo. I've been here today when there. I've been already in any way, you know. And brought no war a positioning, no sharp also. Oba power so police so for. She next for what Ghana when any papa need you know. Ghana for one bow. Yen ya no moon. One my minimum to amba, what papa to amba. She a corner a candle as a mother photo. Essay and draw walk call strike no. She for who a man Ghana if Bialan to fight them in Pakum by life. Let's say, I saw now what she did, and be now able to corner a care one on ye. I send a fool one. The way every day, Anna, if you best start to a mouth of Frana. Woman, men of Papa, back came or they are one banana, and a nest from one cousin will be fused as a Yamunana without being ready.
But I say, I'm a Benyado.
Dada.
Oh.
This is a number.
Oh, do you mean to?
Dada, oh, you home. Network here, I don't bring you more for Hanumpa.
Oh, the Mikawasa Mempe, the man was not you.
Dada, but I don't mean this today. Kisala, people who the sister where they wouldn't mean Akamaka. She's a prosecution, yes, to all of them. Oh, what was he? What was he? Only a better to see at the Palace and Yama. Sister, yeah. Dada, to be frank and honest, that is Nalana. What got you at the mass of the while we need a wadi. And the government made us a bunch of corruption and stuff. No one's going to support the Uncle. Nti sɛ NPP yi bɛ ba abɛtena hɔnom ne wɔadi sɛ de this a past government a wɔyɛ corrupt a ɛyɛ ayɛ nwanwa because Ghana ha yɛato abɛyɛ dɛ amɔ na abɛtena egwado nhyɛ awɔtwe na mismanage with yɛne taxpayers a ɛsɛ bɛ dɛ ɔyɛyɛ wa Ghana stadium asɛm yɛ ɔne ke ɛnyɛ kɔ apɔmpɔmpɔ nom NPP fún wọn ní 8 years nsu fanyan yẹnyẹ ọnù mẹbẹbi ọkọ 1 million 7 anti náà na ẹnna ọtọ nsu ọbẹ ẹbẹ mẹyẹ ndesasa ẹnna NPP náà wọ abẹnum nti yẹ ká sẹyìn tiẹ ẹnna abẹbi náà NPP fún ọdún yẹ nti sẹ yẹn nyẹ mẹbẹ fẹ part of politics ẹnna ẹnna wọ abẹni dama ẹkọ ntẹyin na ẹnna dáhùn ní list of wọ fẹlẹ proscription na ọwọ kọdọ ọbẹ yẹ ẹdùmá na I cannot.
All right, abebenyado medase obisunbrembi. Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Yes sir.
But problem.
Nyame adum na won so e.
But it's a better to say. Abia wo power. Abia wo power. Not me fo ye di. So wa contract na afipa. Wo fon ko fun mo ye di ma. Yan fo no to ntia. Ko fun mo ye di ma. I want to pay bro. I want you na say government want to abem we. Aka ko fun aja wo ko wire. One minute to follow what I want. Government or more I scared of I forget 1 million. Work as out was to talk. But say I'm sure about
it's unfortunate that I know Munti and Tim for this last caller will have fetch him. Last caller, good evening.
Good evening, Congress.
Hey.
Hello.
I feel Papa been to you.
Master the mama. Yeah, many cold bika crantina. Let me stay.
Okay.
Na minchi ashama na pia. Na ozi can member honorable George Stefata na baudo. Osande yo kroma ha abani bi wabas no kona dem tumu gba oswa man that no so ram or hoko. But in there so wodan no inform ba hona so wara pede aban no obu no manwa ono no abani eden obobu no and won't then biara without the consent of the family. It's no yen for no to record because on to mo sara do obobu bi ne jam go family no man go ahead they ombudan. Na my brother men can say my brother to some there to some so one position be me sike bi for one side na you stand the special you find them age all about the straight oye age a otum onye bi no mo hye they won't be into fiave no one to know in the seat I want to constituency it's them age or credibility Ghana for no yes any ration yesterday sika boni biara na MPP abenedi afa kwana bono do hiedu bo ahe no do ekọ biara no do na wenti na wa mo man Ghana ato apension ye be ye den ye be di sika no ya za mo man Ghana but his excellency John Dramani Mahama wa da roma wa man da ngo wa to do wa da roma wa man da mo no bago wa da roma wa man da mo fama wa ko university free wa da roma wa mo man Ghana each na no do bi o Ghana for yes ye pen ya about ya no.
Now, so let us say, the course in AC. Good afternoon. Our authorities are sleeping on their job, giving someone building permits in waterlogged area. Doesn't really make sense. Our attitude that brought us here. Some people are supposed to be beaten severely. Hey. Good afternoon, Ezuman. Katre atusamede ma onye. Okay, well, studio wo na okay, me that's it. Until for Sarah and come for that's it for your message. Tell him the special prosecutor does not prosecute private individual crimes. It is the AG that does that. There will not be duplication. Okay, so. The special prosecutor, okay. Engineer Shamaba, former CJ, if truly someone is threatening you, first better report the matter to police, not on waste of our time. Press conference. Bia. Greetings to Mayor Judge Justice Ata. Kamina, good afternoon. I like the way Chairman Appiah is talking, and all the same, his voice sounds like Honorable Raga, NDC all the way. Living Saint, Quapro, thank you. Maybe say Chairman or the ambition to be the Member of Parliament for Yana. Please, Mr. Rose, tell your chairman to choose his words with respect and stop using abusive and insultive words like, okay, when you made Jimmy. Okay, but I say, Mr. Rose, how can you take a judge sitting on your case as your witness? Like what's happening to the suspended Chief Justice from Jonathan Otu? Okay. Mention Facebook and so now. Good afternoon. Watching you live from GSA Road, Pennsylvania City, Liberia. All right, our brothers from Liberia. Good afternoon to you. Hey, Ankara too. Okay, and this one say, lie Ankara to lie pani. To them should learn how to. Okay, if we from Kamfa, may I say, Chairman, it is Yanko.
Kwamina, on a mekacha at today, when you butro benya BP, or Sunday, my MPP, why ye name, even to the extent of AG, ni issue of Badu, my pedo prosecutor to force me. Oh, you know, ye gasi. But, Eja, Mama kind of young upon on for one born in Chewan. Bonibia, we dibiano. It will come to bear. Kwamina, your best nurses, your best someone, Adjubro. And there, one president, Nukun, that's the MPP. And Ebiana, alleged, Ebiana, political undertone.
Chairman, don't go there.
Maba.
Chairman, don't go there, Yamput. Don't go there, Yamput.
Kamna, you have one chow. I'm there. We're finance minister, be the minister
of health.
I'm there was one international assignment to be okay. In terms of 2 Danishada. But we've been sure Kade. What's your born assembly? I won't say
no. One born assembly
is not the case.
One born assembly.
When you want now.
But I mean, make concern in there.
Yes.
There was a roadmap.
Exactly the point.
And see, say Obo Tukwana, there should be a communication. More one a time now so unless it's work committee, then they will be informed that the ministers are not around.
Ofanche. Kwamina. Na wo hu de oye nyin panu waze na wo ye ba kwam na ne pemiti I stand for correction there am the nurse simple minjimo amati there or constitution there when the work striker me ready but I want to know there's a will say reader
okay
ba kwam na dem is nurse seven wo work strike na se we wa Chilean police for so any work strike and be anya dem na one so one strike and one so and Roberts in Conway. Exactly the point. One shady pan, them a police for one band there.
Okay.
Bibian Cotuano. That's how it is.
Because
in Zama Woji, Kwamna, Zama Woji. Onyen Jamibia or the Wojina worker there or the Nipo.
Okay.
Or then ya dena aban.
Obashawan. But I say, I got to
Munia, you see, President John Mahama Keche and this for there, they have short memories. And clearly, why is a bit no her? Sebekaya, I to force the Japa one tip, no. Emma, made a cockot. There was a ruling on it today. Baby, any tip, or catch in there, or instructed now what can I say, Mobia, and I'm about.
But is it right? The conversation occurred, no? Is it right?
You see, Mr. There, it went to court. There was a ruling on it, and I'm about.
So
as someone was there, all coach in there, the judge, ruling told us that there was nothing on that tape.
Okay.
Tape now bought several times of Yami. It's a mess there. And this they are psyching propaganda. They listen to the zombies are walking.
No, I got to. No. This words, is becoming unbecoming. No. Please, I got to. Please.
Pity to hear. I said there, Ghana has Supreme Court funds now Fridays. Our is he when he speak this way? I get worried. You cannot sit here and misinform the public.
All right,
boss.
Me I say, ya nebraso. Please be informed. Tell her to that the OSP has no jurisdiction over criminal matters of private citizens. It is not duplicate. Please learn the law. Come now. Tell Atu to mind his words, otherwise he will be arrested. Now, George Sisata is now MC. He's not ordinary person from Kojo. Good afternoon, Mr. Host. I think the sanitation sector should be given to the chief because they can prosecute more than the government. I was just a minute, Yanko.
The Supreme Court wants that Fridays. They even sit on weekends and even on holidays.
Yes, I mean the suspended Chief Justice or the amendment to be debated on their sitting. Because of
last Abani, why now win there on your sheet? Because some people say ministers to corner your deputies.
But I say,
nurse for no one for you want to yen na ma strike no one ko na one na wash na
let us say all right we say your friends ana yan sorrow do ya na bra so ya me adoma ya be say na Monday chairman but I see game park cool chop boy I say and the revised game park cool chop focuses on big winning so Charlie big cash out for game park so far in June over 23,000 winners chop more than 2.5 million Ghana cedis. Just that star 946 I say na wasuche oye game park cool chop ni bi damaso and MPS member so the and do you suspect you didn't get the right amount of fuel? Do you have issues about the quality of fuel you bought, or did you experience bad customer service at the filling station? Don't stress. NPS one more the authority, one more the empaters to call them on 0302 55 0380 0302 55 0380. There were 48 hours to report to Oye NPA. But man can show that Kastle Transport Abamo and they say about to kwani biara ebe program biara ehia na ejedwudwuma. Kastle Transport is here to cover you until you are covered with Kastle Transport. You moderate another you pricing you moderate to cry or the form your 24-hour services so yazima elho so Kastle 90.3 FM na enyim penfun bezin komo and 0244 406 500 and 0552 490241 na enye impemfo engine komo na enye ni biare here for oye wo program biano Kastle Transport will get you covered na bra the production team headed by Mr. Bernardo Go Osman FKK Black who's training to Facebook then also on the YouTube. Mrs. Kamine Suman Chairman Apia Etenenka from NDC side and Krato Sam from the MPP side. Yanyo Nesi Yabesene Shebu Monday. Bye bye.